Oh, let's be careful of saying passwords. Not do that again, because people may be streaming and someone can hear it. Yeah, it's the same way it's been typed to you. Yeah, make sure that there's no space between anything. Make sure you don't have the colon on there or a password on there. I believe you could probably Control C, Control V on it. Say it again. It's the way it's typed. Typed it twice. Hey, you little ugly brother. Guess what? Hey, you probably should check your text. I'm about to text you real quick. Sorry, Morris, you were talking. We can't hear you. All right, Morris, just go ahead. Oh, okay. What were the issues? You got time. What was the error originally? So it wouldn't go past Armor 3 X screen? Okay, I know a fix for it. If it doesn't go through it this time, I know the fix. Hey, Hartman, how you doing, man? Sorry I didn't see you earlier. Aussie, who's the Aussie one? See. Oh, Adamson. Okay, okay. Oh, we don't want y'all taking over now. We don't want you Australians taking over now, Hardman. Need to fix that. Hey, once you're in, just closing the gap, move to your left, and just get in a line right next to the road. Aussie left, yeah. Then Aston's gone. Yep. Most of them ran away. Oh, yes, all of us in. That's 7:10. Awesome. Yeah, plenty of time, I guess. All right, guys, welcome to OSUT Day 1, which is, and right now, OSUT is basically a 4-day long course which you learned during recruit training. So today is Day 1, and then Day 2 would be Thursday, and then Day 3 would be next Tuesday, and Day 4 would be the last Thursday. Now, currently right now, Day 1, Day 2, and Day 3 would basically be your instructional whole period. Period would be within the classroom and an outside classroom portion as well. But then Day 4 would be your practical exercise, and along with your quiz, and then your graduation. Now, yes, you will be quizzed on everything that we've taught you here today, which means that you might as well go ahead and start getting yourself a pen and paper to use and some water. So go ahead and do that now. So within the OSUT, Day 1 we'll be going over individual soldier skills. Then Day 2 we'll be going over movement and maneuver. Then Day 3 we'll be going over basic navigation and working with vehicles. And then lastly, day 4 will be your practical exercise and your graduation. Now, OSUT is a blend of U.S. Army basics, combat training, and 11 Bravo advanced individual training. Now, every soldier within this unit and every person that goes through OSUT is first and foremost a rifleman. And within OSUT, we give you those skills. We can become a rifleman and infantryman. Now, individual infantry skills that we'll be combining here within OSUT is shoot, move, communicate, survive, and sustain. Now, within OSUT, we plan to basically give you guys the basic introduction tactics used here in 506. Hey, Jason. Now, throughout all of OSUT, we're going to give you guys the basic templates that you need to use, or basically what you have to perform each action. However, you can adapt as needed and fill in any holes that you may need to add to what we taught you today. Everyone understands? All right. Now, here are your individual soldier skills. Communications, basic weapons, basic engagement techniques, and basic engagement procedures. Now, on day 1, our goal here is to accomplish communicate and shoot. All right. So here within S3 training staff, I'm Sergeant Margiotta and I take our job very seriously, and we are responsible to basically ensure that every soldier is prepared to succeed, and that nothing is taken for granted, and every soldier is given the knowledge and skills to thrive in the unit. So with that said, with us taking our job seriously, the bar is kept very high here in OSUT. So you will be instructed on specific procedures for performing tasks, and we expect everyone to follow the procedures as discussed and demonstrated by the numbers. Now what that means is basically, we expect you to demonstrate everything that we've just showed you the same exact way. No extra stuff, no additional stuff to it. If we show you how to do it, that's the same way we want you to do it whenever you're demonstrating it. Everyone understands? Okay. Now, we use this basic structure whenever we're training. It's basically explain, demonstrate, and then practice. So we'll explain it to you, then we're going to demonstrate to you how it's going to look like, and then you guys are going to practice it so you get it correct. All right. Now, every topic covered will follow that format if time is permitting. Now, mostly everything we'll be going over, we'll always make sure that you guys practice and show us that you understand what we showed you. And so before we begin, go ahead and introduce myself. I am Sergeant Smith. I am currently the S3 instructor here for OSUT Class Bravo. In addition to that, I also am the fire team leader of Havoc 22 Bravo, and I am the Squad 2 IC. And then we have my colleague, Sergeant Margiotta. Thank you, Sergeant. All right, so quick things we want you guys to make sure you do, not only here in OSUT, but throughout the whole unit whenever you're filling in for any squads. And that's first things first is that how to address your NCO's officers and your warrant officers. Whenever you address an NCO, you're going to address them by their rank. So corporal higher, you're going to say corporal, sergeant, staff sergeant, sergeant first class, and so on and so forth up the ladder. Now, if they're the rank of staff sergeant, sergeant first class, you just address them by sergeant. Now, if they're the rank of master sergeant or higher, i.e. master sergeant, first sergeant, sergeant major, and along that echelon, you will basically address them by that full rank.
So the only sergeant here that will be addressed by his full rank is First Sergeant Brewer. Every other sergeant is just strictly sergeant and their last name.
Hey, everyone understands on that point?
Roger, Sergeant.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Not sir, I'm a sergeant. All right. Next is dressing your officers. You'll basically be dressing any officer you see, such as second lieutenant or higher, based off their rank. So second lieutenant, first lieutenant, captain, and then so on and so forth. So you say their rank, then their name. Same as you do for the NCOs. You can also dress them by sir as well. Now, you do not refer to any lieutenant as LT, because that is an informal calling. And basically, what I'm saying there is that you haven't earned that right to call him by LT, so you just call him lieutenant or sir. Everyone understands?
Yes, sir.
Roger,
All right.
Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
Now, you dressing your warrant officers, you dress them by either Mr. or Mrs. And that goes higher on the echelon for chief warrant officers as well. Now, chief also is an informal calling, but you have to earn that right to actually call him by chief. Everyone understands?
Yes,
Roger,
sir.
Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
All right. Now, lastly, this is basically your demeanor whenever a NCO enters the room. So an NCO as a sergeant or higher. So if someone of the rank higher than whoever the NCO is in the room joins in, you'll call the room to at ease. So in an instance, if Sergeant Margietta and I were not in this channel, and obviously we are the senior, obviously we are the instructors. So if a corporal is in this channel and we join in the channel, you would say room at ease or classroom at ease. Now, outside of OSUT, if you're in a squad channel or wherever, so may be, if someone of a rank of sergeant or whatever, so joins the channel, you'll call the room at ease. Now, if Sergeant Margietta are in this channel right now, and if another sergeant joins the channel, you don't have to say room at ease. However, if a sergeant first class joins this channel, then you'll call the room at ease. If the first sergeant joins this channel, you'll call the room at ease. Now, next we'll go on towards calling attention. If an officer, which is second lieutenant or higher, joins in this channel, you'll call the room to attention. Now, if there's already a captain in this channel, and a lieutenant joins, you don't call the room at ease. Everyone gets what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
sir.
if there's already someone equivalent to that person's rank, or that person is, or if that person is higher than him, that's already in the channel, then you don't have to call the room at ease. Only if the person joined the channel is higher than the person already in the channel. Alright. Now, one thing I forgot to say as well for first sergeant, you don't dress first sergeant as top. And that's only if you earn the spades, what he like to say. But in my opinion, you only could call him top after you graduate OSUT and after you've actually been with them. Everyone understands?
Yes, sir.
Roger, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright, lastly, they'll also be asking you guys questions and comments. And basically, we want to make sure that you guys do have a good foothold understanding of what we've taught you. So, how to address a question or ask a question. If we're in the middle of instructing or speaking, you'll type a Q in side chat. As so. If you have a comment to anything, you'll type a C in side channel. Just for anything else outside of OSA, you'll type this in side channel, not on group channel, so no one can see that. Now, whenever and I want you guys to do this, whenever you're in OSA and outside of OSA, if someone goes ahead and not addresses you, but acknowledges you, says, Private Roads, you have a question, you're going to say either thank you and then say their name. That's common courtesy, and I require you guys to say that. And the reason for that, because it is really highly enforced outside of OSUT within the unit. You might also go ahead and get yourself used to it now in OSUT, so then you don't get yourself yelled at throughout the unit. And you guys will say thank you, Sergeant, for training on that and helping you out on that part. Alright, I think we covered every single thing on there, so we go ahead and get some. I'll take you guys to the classroom.
Thank you,
in your
Sergeant
squad.
Smith.
Oh yeah, he's probably because he's a
All right, gentlemen. Let's
Or the
fall
wrong
into the
slot. Had to
classroom.
fix that.
Fall in behind Private Warson. Follow me, Private Warson.
Morrison changes he changes his group. Y'all need to double time it.
lost him there.
He's right up there, bro.
Make sure your covers are off.
When you guys get in the door, just
So
stay
your
for a
soft
quick
covers
second.
and
I'm gonna
your
get you guys your radios.
uniform.
All right, when you guys come inside, just form a line real quick. I'm gonna get you guys your radios real quick.
That ain't good.
He's probably okay.
Hit him when you gotta respawn.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, right.
Just access to RC.
Self.
Oh yeah, you are surrendered.
Go to control windows and click on surrender.
Where do I find surrender?
It's when you hit control windows, should say surrender. Yeah, like that, and then you should hit the same control windows and hit stop surrendering.
No, I don't see it anywhere.
What happens when you hit control windows? What pops up?
Enhance movement. Hold on a sec.
Can't. Alright. Well, that's going to be an issue if you can't ace interact.
Well, hold on. Now I can do it. Yeah, wait a minute.
Alright. So I. So hit I first. Nope. I don't know why you keep.
Yes, Sergeant. Yes, Sergeant.
Yeah, stop surrendering. There you go.
Yes, Sergeant. Yes, Sergeant.
Now you want to hit I and W cap. There you go.
Sorry about that.
Before you sit down, come to this box, private, and grab yourself a radio. It'll be the PR, AN, PRC 152.
Thanks, Sergeant.
Grab one of those, put it in your inventory. Should go down in the bottom left. You see a white spot highlighted. Put a radio.
Thank you, Sergeant Smith.
I just don't know what's going on with me, Hartman. I was telling you, you better fix this.
Ooh,
We're
thanks.
depending on you. Guys, I'm floating.
Alright, before we get this started here, everybody does have a notepad, something to take notes, correct?
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
How long does it take you guys to
Excellent. Alright,
is it on a new map?
so
Can't wait for the new. I
as
can't wait
Sergeant
for the
Smith
thing to
had
be-
touched
to get
on a
released
little
so we
while
can get some of
ago,
these slides.
we have 4 days, which encompasses
Stand by, guys. Be right
OSUT.
back.
Day 1, which is today, we're going to be going over individual soldiering skills. Day 2 will be movement and maneuver. Copy that, Sergeant. Day 3 will be basic navigation and working with vehicles. And day 4 will be your practical exercise and or graduation, depending if everybody survives said FTX. So there's 2 ways that you can fuck up and have to get recycled back to day 1. It's either having your entire squad killed on day 4 FTX, or fucking up the exam
Oh.
at
We
after the
made no idea
FTX.
on deployment status
So
above your
that
pay
is why
grade.
we're asking for you to
Oh,
take
deployment of the
notes.
map.
It will be
I
an
was just
open
trying to
book
figure out
test,
because
so if you take good notes, you
would
should
love
have
that
no
new training
worries
map where
about
you can fix these guys'
this
seating and
exam.
stuff like that.
All right, let's begin. So we have some goals here in OSUT. We're teaching OSUT, which is a blend of U.S. Army basic combat, and 11 Bravo, which is infantryman advanced individual training.
It is fixed. Yeah, tell them
Every soldier here is first and foremost a rifleman, and here we're going to help build on those skills. So no matter what you go into your billet, you pick your MOS, you're first and foremost a 11 Bravo. So you become a pilot, jet fighter, helicopter pilot, deco, fucking 6-8 whiskey or 11 Charlie, whatever you become, you're going to be a rifleman. You're going to be a fucking 11 Bravo. So it's no excuse when you're asked to do something by anybody, you know, just because you're that person, you know, you're that MOS, you should have no excuse on why you can't do it. So like I said, we're going over individual soldier skills, and those soldier skills are shoot, move, communicate, survive, and sustain. Now, if it was up to me, I would rearrange those, but it isn't up to me. I would put communication before shoot. And we are going to give you some basic introductions to tactics used by the 506. They're going to be a little bit changed from real world tactics. That is where we're getting it from, but since it is a fucking video game, some things you do in real world just do not translate to this world, and vice versa. So, if anybody does have military experience,
Keep
you
that
might
out. I'll fix it real quick.
see the similarities and
11 Charlie for
a
life.
weird difference to
Sure.
some things.
Sure, Hartman.
All right, so let's go over a little bit
Alright, is that better,
what it
Volunteer?
means to be a leader. Leadership is not about being in charge. Leadership is about being about taking charge. Taking care of those in your charge. So, not about bossing people around and yelling at them to do stuff and fucking belittling them. Get in a leadership position, you definitely need to earn the people under you their respect. It happens in any leadership position, military or not. You can't just force people to do things. I mean, you can, but you're gonna get shit results. So if you can get fucking people to respect you, you're just a little bit better off. So here, Sergeant Smith and I, we take this very,
Just wait.
I'll just say important in our training, because the way you leave these these 4 days, and enter the unit, it all reflects on himself and I. So when we critique you and we make you fucking do it over 10 times, it's just that we're not here to cut corners. My grandfather would say, it takes you a lifetime to build a reputation and only fucking minutes to lose it. So I'm not here to be that person that just fucking lets everybody slide.
Tell him.
Here at 506,
Cyanide.
we're a global brotherhood, so we do have people from all
What do you
around
mean
the
cyanide?
world playing with us. Fucking China, Australia, Europe, and we're like-minded people, many of whom either served or are serving in the military. OSUT is a place where taking responsibility for yourself and care of your brothers has significant meaning. It might sound weird, but yes, there are people here that I've never met, but I trust them with a lot. If shit ever did hit the fan, so hopefully you find that same same brotherhood here. So don't be shy. Talk to people. Get to know them. Play games. Bullshit with them. Just don't be that person that sits in a fucking channel somewheres and being a fucking a loner, I guess. So I'm ask this question: who here wants to move up and at some point get into a leadership position?
Well, I do, Sergeant.
Excellent. Anybody else?
I do, Sergeant.
All right. So 2 out of 4, 50%. So I would say it is work, but it is a hell of a lot of fun.
No.
Like Sergeant Smith said a little bit earlier, the way we teach you here is how we want you to do it while in OSUT. OSUT, after you leave, hands are kind of tied. You know, you're going to have a different person leading you. And I don't want to overstep my boundaries completely with trying to correct you when you're under somebody else's leadership. But while you're here, the way we teach it is the way we need you to do it, not adding extra words onto radio frequency checks and whatnot. That's kind of the big one there. As simple as it is, it still gets royally fucked up.
Look at these guys going over there. Yes, thank you, Sergeant Margietta. I just want to add on to that just a quick second. For review, the thing is, the way how it looks like is that if you guys do anything incorrect or based off not what we've shown you here in OSA, is a direct reflection of us. Because we're here to basically make sure that you guys get on the path to being a perfect soldier. And we really, really want to train you guys and get you guys to be on the right path. Because we love you guys. So do us a favor and make sure that you literally actually listen to everything we've taught you, take notes. And don't do anything different when you leave your billet. Some squad leaders may have you guys change your things, change your ways, and you can do so. But if the squad leader hasn't told you to change it, don't pick up any bad habits that people within the unit have picked up on. So please do that. Do a favor for us. Can you guys do that?
Yes, Sergeant.
Okay. That was it. Sergeant Margietta.
Thank you. Sergeant Smith might love you, but I don't fucking love you. I don't know y'all yet, so I can't say that. But try not to pick up any bad habits once you graduate OSUT. Try to do things by the book. I still do it, obviously, and Sergeant Smith does it. So help try to get the older fellers back into the way it should be done. All right. Now, on to probably the most important thing you can learn here so far under my, for what I think, and it would be fucking communications. You can never have enough communication. Yes, you want to have brevity in your communication, but you cannot have enough communication. And that goes with all the way from top to the bottom. So from platoon, from command staff, all the way down to the privates. And that is going
Why'd you put in a
on
link from
and off
Cyanide stream? That's me.
the field.
Make me look bad, Jason.
When FTX is fucking, when we get deployed, when everybody knows what's going on, Each cog knows what's happening. The fucking machine runs a hell of a lot smoother. Don't keep shit to yourself.
Y'all are old.
And
What are you
especially
talking about?
here in OSUT, and once you graduate, for the love of God, you have a question, please ask it. The only stupid question is the one that's not asked. Not gonna make fun of you. Nobody should make fun of you if you're asking a fucking legitimate question. If you have any problem, I'll kind of go off topic here, but if you have any problem with anybody in a unit being anything less than fucking helpful, let me know. I'll put my foot in their ass, or I will get somebody higher up to put said foot in that ass. That's not what we're here about. Yes, we are a bunch of guys here. We do have a sister here. We do fucking give each other a hard time, but it's all in good fun. So
Put up there, axed.
you gotta have to
I don't think he said. I think he said ass.
understand when somebody's just busting your balls and when somebody's just being straight up unhelpful and a fucking dick. We don't like the second. Alright, back to communications here. Everybody picked up a radio, correct?
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Alright. So to get that radio up on the screen, you're going to hit left control P, Papa, and you will see radio pop up on your left side of your screen. So I'm going to go over all the buttons real quick, and we will get into programming frequencies into this radio. So on the top, you have, in the middle, you have a little switch on top where it has 1, 2, and off. When you hover over it, it says decrease, increase volume. You left click your mouse button and the volume goes down.
Oh, axed.
Right click your mouse
Those are the
and
questions axed.
the volume goes up. You will have to tweak on that a little bit once you
Looking for
get
some,
into
never
some
mind.
kind of combat environment, because it's kind of hard to gauge your volume now when there's fucking ARs, M4s and fucking Mod Deuces and Mark 19s and fucking miniguns going off in your fucking ears. So, alright, next one. We're going to start from the right and work our way left. Top right is the CLR button that clear any frequency that is on the screen at that time. Underneath that is the button you press when you are ready to set that frequency into the radio to save it. Your next one is the PRE. That is positive, negative. When you hit the positive, it changes the channel to channel 2. When you hit the negative, it brings you back down to channel 1. The next button that does anything is your right facing arrow. It's like the little red button on fucking James Bond's car. Fucking never ever press that button. It will take the sound coming out the radio and it will move it from headphones to speaker. You know what happens when you have two radios close to each other on speaker. You get hellish feedback. Same thing happens here, and it's fucking quantified when you have headphones on, and it's just fucking horrible. Probably second to a fucking flashbang going off. So don't ever press that. Make sure it stays on headphones. If you need to know if it's on headphones, just look in the bottom right. When you click on it, headphones will pop up. Your next is the left facing arrow. That is how we set an additional channel, so we can listen to 2 channels on this radio. So you can have a primary and an alternate channel, and you communicate on both. You can communicate on both your primary and alternate channel without having to go from channel 1 to channel 2. We're going to get in a little bit more depth with that in a minute. And last but not least, you're going to have the 0 with the parentheses. That allows us to change what channel we are listening to in what ear. So right now we're on channel 1. Don't want you to press it right now. I don't want y'all to get screwed up with it. But you can take, for instance, you have to listen to 2 channels, 2 different frequencies. You can take channel 1 or 1 frequency, 1 channel, and listen to it in your right ear. And you can take another channel or frequency and listen to it in your left ear. So instead of having 2 channels going in both ears where you're trying to figure out who the fuck's calling where, you can break it up, hear one in one ear, one in the other ear, and it makes it a lot easier to juggle 2 channels. So just for OSUT, we use these frequencies. First frequency is going to be our squad frequency. This allows the fire team leaders to talk to actual, which is the squad leader. And the
Oh, and
frequency
guys, as
they're
well, by
going
the
to
way,
use
I'm planning
here
on doing a
in
giveaway
OSUT
of some
is
of
frequency
a i7
100.
7700K. I'm debating whether or not sell it or
That
give
is
it
for
away for
squad
free.
net.
And it's brand new. It's a brand new i7 700K
The next
CPU,
frequency we are going to use
and along with a
is
used i7
for
700K
Alpha
CPU
Fire
and a
Team
used CPU fan.
is going to be frequency
So that's worth like $700, $800
$100.1.
of giveaway. I'm depending whether or not do a giveaway or
obviously
sell
lets
it.
the
I'm
Alpha
depending
Fire
on it.
Team leader
What is your
talk
guys'
to
opinion? If you think I should sell it or
the 3 other
keep it? I don't
guys
know.
that are
But
in
yeah, in
his
addition to
fire
that,
team.
though, and I'm also thinking about selling some Razor gear as
The
well.
next
I mean, not selling, but
frequency
giving away Razor gear.
that is used is
What
for
do you guys think?
Bravo Fire Team, and that is going to be frequency 100.2. So those 3 frequencies are we're going to use for the next 4 days, and that is strictly for OSUT, those frequencies. Once you get it billeted in your MOS, your frequencies that you need to use will change. Also filling in with different fire teams, different squads, those frequencies will change depending on what platoon you fill in for. Any questions so far, gentlemen?
No,
No,
Sergeant.
Sergeant.
No, Sergeant.
No, Sergeant.
All right. Let's get into programming this. So right now, everybody should be on channel 1 with a random frequency on the screen. So first thing you want to do is hit CLR. That will take that frequency off. And for, I would say 99% of the people here, their primary channel will be their team channel. Since we only have 4 guys here, and there happen to be 4 guys in a rifle fire team, we are going to be using Alpha frequency. So what we're going to put in there for channel 1 is going to be frequency 100.1. At that point, you want to hit E and T to save it. Cursor will stop blinking. Now, since we're going to save a second channel, gives me a second frequency into a second channel, we want to put this channel 1 into your left ear. So you're going to click on a 0 in the parentheses and just do it once, and you should see left only pop up in the bottom left hand corner. So right now everybody should hear me talking in your left ear, correct?
Roger, Sergeant.
Let me
Yes,
turn on.
Roger.
Excellent. All right, so we have that set up. That is TeamNet. Now, this will suffice until you get into a leadership role, which is fire team leader or higher. But for a grenadier, rifleman, automatic rifleman, this will suffice. But I want to show you how to set an alternate channel. Now, in order to do that, I want you to hit the plus sign on your radio, get up to channel 2. I want you to clear it out. And I want you to put in frequency 100. Save it with enter. Now we want to make this an alternate channel, so we want to use the left facing arrow. And now that C2 changed into A2. That happened for everybody?
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
Excellent. Now, one more thing we want to do is we want to double click the 0/parentheses button, and you should see at the very bottom, additional write only. That happened for everybody?
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant. Yes, Sergeant.
All right, so this is the most important part you need to do. Don't forget to do this. Once you have that alternate channel programmed, you want to hit the negative and drop it back down to channel 1. If you don't do that, your comms will be fucked. So make sure you bring it back to your primary channel, which is channel 1. All right, so this is your primary channel. Everybody hear me in your left ear for team frequency.
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant. Yes, Sergeant.
Now this is your alternate channel. This is your squad frequency, and everybody should be hearing me in your right ear.
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant. Yes, Sergeant.
Excellent. All right. As long as y'all didn't play with the default layout of the radio, your buttons, caps lock should be your primary channel, D1. So if you hit that, it should key up and let you communicate over channel 1. Your alternate channel will be the T button, Tango. That will let you, without switching through channels, will let you communicate on alternate 2. Excellent. By all the fucking static and key ups, I'm assuming everybody has it working. Alright, so let's go over this. Like I said, the people who use your channel 1, which is team channel, is going to be the fire team leader, the auto rifleman, saw gunner, the grenadier, and the rifleman. Those 4 gentlemen will communicate on that frequency, which is 100.1, just for an example. Since we're just going to put y'all into an alpha fire team at this point, that is the frequency in which everybody will communicate with each other. Now, the fire team leader needs to have the alternate channel put into his radio because he needs to communicate with the squad leader. And he is the only person to communicate with the squad leader. It's not a democracy in the military. Not everybody's going to get on the radio and fucking communicate with the squad leader and put in their 2 cents. Wait one, gentlemen. All right. So the fire team leader is the one who's going to have the alternate channel programmed. Now, of course, in the military, we always need to have redundancies. So in that fire team, you're going to have 2 ICs, 3 ICs, 4 ICs. That is in charge. So when your team lead goes down, they need to have somebody to step up. That person to step up is what you call the 2 IC. You always got to keep communication flowing. So that 2 IC needs to be ready to step up on a moment's notice, but the way our SOP is, they're not allowed to monitor that channel, which is SquadNet. So they're going to leave channel 2 as channel 2. You're not going to make it alternate 2. When the team lead goes down, you need to step up. It's easy enough to go on radio real quick, make that C2 and A2, drop back down to channel 1, and start communicating with actual, which is the squad leader. Is everybody tracking on that?
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
Excellent. Something I kind of forget every time we go over this. These next 3 days after today, we will be asking people to step up as a fire team leader. When that happens, you are to refer to yourself as either Alpha or Bravo. It's no longer private so-and-so. That even goes for people that you're in charge of. They're not going to call you private so-and-so. Your call sign is Alpha or Bravo, your calling station. All right, we're going to move over to some radio procedures and pro words. We use 0 and 1 through 9 like anybody else. When we're giving out multiple numbers, we do not group them together and say like 100 or 90, 70, 50, or whatever. We break them apart. It's going to be 100 or 90, 70. You always break them apart. Say it slow and clear, because chances are you're giving out important information that probably don't have enough time to fucking repeat it, because that second time you're repeating it is when you need to be shooting or hoping that information reaches to whoever needs it in time. You can't there's no room for fuck ups. All right, so on a radio, there's 3 numbers that can sound a little fucky. These 3 numbers are 3, 5, and 9. So if there's important information that needs to be sent up or down, and it needs to be done right the first time, and there's no confusion on what number you need to say, you can say 3 as in tree, like the thing that grows out of the ground and have leaves. 5 as in fife, F-I-F-E, and 9 as in niner. Now, it doesn't mean if you're right next to your battle buddy and you're giving him a fucking bearing on something, it doesn't mean you have to say 1 tree 5 for the direction or distance. You can just tell 1 3 5. You don't have to use a fucking phonetic number every time you talk. Just when that information needs to be said the right time. The first time. Right. Next, we're going to go over some phonetic alphabet. Well, we're not going to go over that. That's something you can look up. We don't use it extensively. Our maps do not start with letters, so we don't really use phonetic numbers. Phonetic alphabet all that often. But if we do, we're going to use the military version. We're not going to use the goofy ass civilian version. Radio procedures and pro words. So this is what we use to have brevity over the radio. Use as little words as possible to really have a significant definition of what we're trying to say. So the first pro word you're going to use every time you key up the radio is "this is." So that is the pro word you will use every time. For example,
Carmen, I know for sure.
let's
that
say I was a team leader and Sergeant Smith was my squad leader, and I was trying to get in touch with him over comms. I will start off that communication just like this. Second. It would start off just like that. Actual, this is Alpha, over. That's me with my calling station, calling him with his calling station, and saying over. There you go. And he replied to me with Alpha, this is actual, send it over.
Expecting that.
So every time you key up a radio, it's you, this is me, and whatever you needed to say. We don't need anything lost in translation. We don't need somebody else listening on comms thinking that it was for them. So, you, this is me. So there's no fucking possible way that anything got crossed. The next pro word is over. Over is our way of saying we are finished with what we have to say. Now you have the comms and you can transmit with what you need to say. It's like throwing a football. Person who's talking, who has control of the comms, has the football. As soon as they say over, it's like them throwing the football to the person they're in communication with. And while that person has a football, they can talk. So make sure you say over, because until you say over, that other person's not going to say shit. So if I leave them hanging on the radio and I don't say over, Sergeant Smith would not respond to me. He would assume I still had more to say. Next pro word is going to be out. Once that communication is finished, the person who initiated that conversation or that transmission will out that transmission. So it would be you, this is me, copy out, or just strictly out. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. As long as you out the conversation, out the transmission, that'll be fine. As soon as you out the transmission, that lets everybody else know that is monitoring that net that the net is free and they can now transmit. While two people are talking on that frequency, they have control of that frequency. So don't just jump in the middle of a transmission between two people and start talking over that transmission. There's a pro word for that, and I'm going to go over that in a little while, but don't talk over other people's comms. Sure, you've seen it in fucking Hollywood a lot. Don't use over and out together. That's fucking Hollywood made up bullshit. For as much as they get with people helping with movies, tactical, and all that good stuff, the one thing they always fuck up is communications. They don't say over and out. They mean completely two different things, as I just described. Next pro word will be break. Think of that as a period. So if you have a message that is long and you need to pause for a second to either have your your mouth catch up with your brain, or vice versa, or it is such a long message that you want to break it up so you're not over inundating the person you're sending it to. And the way you would do it is, obviously, this is me, send some of the information, they break, release the key on a radio. Once you are ready to send your next little bit, you will key up the mic, start saying the rest of your transmission, and then over that transmission. You can have as many breaks in there as you want, but like I said, we want to keep brevity on the radio because it's more than one person that needs to talk on those channels. Next one is wait over. Wait over is if you need 30 seconds to a minute to respond to a transmission. Now, that's one of the things that's a pet peeve with a lot of people that's in a leadership position. When you call for somebody and they don't fucking answer, they leave you hanging. You start having all kind of shit going through your mind. You know, are they down? Are they fucking being captured? Are they whatever? Are they not such a bad firefight that they can't get on the radio, you know? At that point, you start having to change up your plan. You lose momentum because you got to now go figure out what's wrong with, you know, the person you're getting in touch with, and it just fucks up everything. So don't leave people waiting on comms. If you need time, you're busy, just use this pro word, which is wait over. All you would have to say is, this is me, wait over. That's it. Right there, fucking lets the other person know that you need 30 seconds to a minute to unfuck whatever's going on. Right there, I'd rather hear wait over than fucking silence. Next pro word is, before I move on. Now, when you say wait over, you still have control of that net. So people won't talk over you. It's just like saying over in a regular transmission. But you telling them wait over. So be mindful if you use that pro word, you need to come back pretty quick with the answer or whatever you're being contacted with. Now for next pro word is wait out. If you feel like you can't get back in adequate time and you have about a minute or so that you need to unfuck what's going on, you would tell them, this is me, wait out. That also lets them know that you have some kind of issue going on. You're just kicking too much ass to really get into a conversation, and you will get back in touch with them. So if you need to give them time, or you need time before you have a conversation with them, tell them wait out, and that lets the comms become freed up for somebody else to use. when you do use those pro words, make sure you do come back and get in communication with them. Next pro word is going to be Roger. Roger simply means I have received your last transmission and I understand it. It's just like saying, yes, I understand. Simple as that. Now, if we want to go a little bit further, we can use the pro word Wilco. Wilco is a condensed form of will comply. This states that you have received the last transmission and you understand it, but it takes it a little bit further than Roger. Wilco says that you received it, you understand it, and you will comply. So if somebody gives you an order to go here with your fire team, instead of just saying, yes, you understand it, which is good and all that shit, tell them Wilco, because it means the same thing, but it also let him know that you understand it, and you're also going to comply to his orders. Just like over and out, don't use Roger Wilco. Together, they mean two very distinctly different things. Here's a biggie here. Next pro word is going to be say again. We do not use the word repeat as 11 Bravos. Only ones you'll hear say repeat is
Hey, what's up, that dude?
fucking
Sorry for
11
the
Charlie
man, I was watching some.
indirect fire, Mortarman. As in
And
repeat last
Hardman,
fire
there
mission.
goes your favorite word, Hardman.
We do not say it because it is a pro word for an 11 Charlie. By some crazy thing that happens to get heard by an 11 Charlie and your fire team or squad happens to be pushing through a area that was just last mortared by there, and they hear for repeat, you know, it could happen. Not saying it has, but dumb shit has happened before. Just don't say repeat. Just say again. So say again your last. You need them to say it over again. Just tell them I need you to, say again your last. If you didn't
Thank you, Hardman, for that.
catch their entire transmission.
That Cass uses it both in.
If you want to make sure you heard what you heard was correct, you can do a read back. If you were, being told to move in such and such a direction, go in some ways, you can read back the bearing and distance and everything to that person that is transmitted to you and ask them if that is correct. Not a bad thing. It's not something I personally use a lot, but it can be used. Next pro word is correction. If you fuck up and make an error with, let's just say distance,
What is wrong with you, dude?
and you flip 3 to 7 around, and you say 173 when it was supposed to be really 137, you just say, just stop and say correction on distance 137, and they should get it. You can even say correction 137. The distance is 137. You can say it multiple times just to reinforce that correction. Next pro word is interrogative. Interrogative basically means you have a request or confirmation and or a question. The way interrogative should be used is I had a question or confirmation I needed with Sergeant Smith, I would say, Sergeant Smith, this is Sergeant Margiotta, interrogative over. By saying that, I'm giving him the option to either come back with example one, or possibility one would be Sergeant Margiotta, this is Sergeant Smith, send it over, or it gives him the possibility or option to say Sergeant Margiotta, this is Sergeant Smith, wait over or wait out. So you just didn't waste his time, and I didn't waste my time with saying Sergeant Smith, this is Sergeant Margiotta, over, and him saying go for it, just thinking it might be something simple, and the next thing you know, and I'm fucking beating him down for questions. So just letting him know that you have a question or you need confirmation first before you start it is the key. So it should be you, this is me, interrogative, over. And that gives him the option to either come back with him telling me to send my question or just telling me to wait. The next two pro words are pretty fucking self-explanatory.
Like 8.
Pro word is correct, and the next pro word is wrong.
Okay, same here.
I'll have to go over that. Like I said, self-explanatory. Last but not least, pro word is break, break, break. So it's going to be break, break, break. You, this is me. Break over. Now, remember how I said you don't want to talk over somebody else's comms when two people have initiated transmission with each other? Well, when shit's hitting the fan and you have something a little bit more important to say than what they're talking about, and you need assistance, you need whatever, you can break in on this transmission. Depending on who teaches you, they have different ways you can say it, but it all starts off with break, break, break. You can tell them break, 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 priority traffic, over, and the two people that are on that transmission, on that frequency, will shut up. They will stop talking, and the person you need to get in touch with will answer said transmission with you. So since somebody's breaking in on that frequency, if you're somebody else, just keep your mouth shut until after, because obviously they're breaking in on that transmission for a reason, an important reason. Don't break in on a fucking transmission because one of your fucking guys in your fire team has a fucking pain problem, and to break immersion, their fucking screen's flashing and they can't fucking see anything, and they need pain management. That's not fucking worthy to break in on comms. Now, if you have a fucking MBT fucking playing Russian roulette with you fucking 50 meters away, yeah, that is something you want to fucking call. You want to break in communication with, break in on comms. All right. Any questions so far, gentlemen, on pro words? That's the
I
last
don't
little bit of
either.
that.
No, Sergeant.
Yeah,
No,
no.
Sergeant.
All right. Now we're going to go over pre-combat radio checks. Just like the real radios, we could have problems. Not how they would, but just not having shit done right, programming-wise, or TeamSpeak issues, or task force radio issues. So we like to do radio checks every time there's an FTX or a squad training, platoon training, or fucking an actual deployment. Now, this always gets fucked up, but I want these radio checks done exactly how we're teaching them here. After you get out of OSUT, can't stop you from learning bad habits. But here, this is how we want radio check to be done. So to start it off, the way I like to have it done is the fire team leader do a radio check with all his guys. Don't let them, let a rifleman and a grenadier do a radio check with each other. It's good practice to let the fire team leader do a radio check leader with his AR, grenadier, and rifleman. So he knows that fucking everybody's comms are good and he doesn't have to worry about issues for the most part. It's just good practice. But this is how we're going to do it here. So it's going to be... you want to help me out here, Sergeant Smith?
Yep.
You're on comms?
Oh, yes.
Alright, let's do it over TeamNet.
Alright.
Alright, I'll start it off.
Sergeant Smith, this is Sergeant Margiata, radio check on frequency 100.1, over.
Sergeant Margiata, this is Sergeant Smith. Loud and clear.
Sergeant Smith, this is Sergeant Margiata, copy, out.
So it's that fucking simple, but it gets fucked up. So let me type it out for you, so whoever didn't get to write it down can. So this is me, radio check on frequency 100.1, over. Then this is B. I have you loud and clear, Lima Charlie, whatever you want to say on frequency 100.1. And then last but not least, yep, there you go. This is me, not mean. Not mean, damn it. So, that's simple. Any questions?
No question, Sergeant.
No,
All
Sergeant.
Alright, so this is how I want it done. Private Wade started off, go down to Private Rhodes to Private Adamson, and Private Adamson to Private Morrison. And then Private Morse, you will do a radio check with Private Wade. Is that clear?
Yeah, Roger, Sergeant.
Excellent. Start off.
Sergeant.
Yeah, do it over TeamNet.
Private Rose, this is Private Wade on frequency 100.1, over. Private Wade, this is Private Rhodes. Have you limit Charlie on frequency 100.1, over.
I got
Roger,
you.
out.
No, I'm not. Oh, no,
Nope.
no, I'm happy with setting the boot.
This is me.
Yeah,
Every
I don't
time you key up that mic, it's
I don't
you,
take
this is
nothing.
me.
Nothing is.
Copy that.
Yeah, I'm not since.
Private Rhodes,
Sorry,
This is
yeah.
Private
Well,
Wade.
like I said,
Roger,
I'm looking on my laptop and
sorry.
talking to you guys same time.
Did I
But you could say that if you
Did I
want to.
fuck
I
up
did my head and all
and
your
not put radio
But yeah,
check
this
when
is
I
just
first typed
a
that shit out?
only black
Sorry.
person. No, black person, but black character should say.
No, you did.
Like a
Sergeant
fine,
Margiela.
so.
Alright, so
That
to
didn't
this
have
is
facial
me,
hair.
radio check on
Yeah, it does look like
frequency.
he. It looked like his head was
100.1.
dipped with oil,
Yeah,
but
so,
his
alright.
face was dipped
Yeah, I don't
with
think I heard you saying that, but
like
I
a
didn't
dark
say it.
chocolate.
yeah, you want to
Mocha
make sure
chocolate?
you are telling that person
What
what
do you
you're
call
calling for. Because he's going to think, oh, that's nice, I know it's frequency 100.1.
Right.
Yeah, so,
All right. I gotcha.
yeah, you want to be specific, but not putting out a fucking biography. Alright, yep, go for it.
Yeah, am I talking?
Yeah, probably
Wait,
wait.
or-
Yeah, probably wait. Do it again. Yeah.
Alright, copy. I'll just start over.
Yep.
Private Rose, this is Private Wade on frequency 100.1, radio check, over. Private Wade, this is Private Rhodes. Have you Lima Charlie on frequency 100.1, over. Private Rhodes, Private Wade, roger, out. Private Adamson, this is Private Wade on frequency 1001, radio check, over. Private Wade, this is Private Adamson, Region 5 Buffalo on frequency 100.1, over. Private Adamson, Private Wade, roger, out.
Private Adamson, this is Private Morris for radio check on 100.1, over.
Private Morris, this is Private Adamson, Region 5 Buffalo on frequency 100.1, over.
Private Adamson, this is Private Morris, roger, out. Private Wade, this is Private Morris for radio check on 100.1, over.
You're doing. Wait, stop. You're doing that for a frequency. You're doing a radio check on frequency. Yeah. All right. You can stop there. It kind of got a little fucked up, but Private Wade kind of took the initiative and started doing radio checks with everybody. But no, y'all did good. I'm happy with what I'm hearing from y'all. So that's enough with comms. Just keep it good for the next 3 days, because when we get into class, y'all will get kitted out and start doing some pre-combat checks. That's something we will deal with on day 2. But no, I'm satisfied. Is everybody comfortable with comms checks?
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, First Sergeant.
Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
Nope, not First Sergeant.
Oh,
No,
sorry
First
about that.
Sergeant's not here.
Sergeant.
Definitely not First Sergeant. He's one and only. Alright. I'm happy. Sergeant Smith, you want to take him over with the fun stuff, or you want me to
Yep.
keep going? Yep, as in what?
Yes. Oh, yep,
yes.
as in, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and
Alright.
Alright, gentlemen, on your feet.
Use the scroll wheel and stand up.
Actually, I'll go over to
Whatever you wanna
ProWords.
do.
Yeah, I'll go to ProWords and do it here, and then we'll go outside and then you guys practice on it. Go back, sit back in your seat then.
Everybody back on your asses. You're there sleeping.
You're good? Alright, stand by, gentlemen.
Alright, my guy's too fat. I don't know what you've been eating, Sergeant, but you can fit through there. And obviously can't give a good lap dance. There we go.
Alright, so first thing I'm gonna go over is basically your organic weapon systems that we currently have here. Well, not currently have here, but what we currently use in the 506.
Aha.
That's much better.
Now, if you guys do want me to show you a
$5.
picture, actually, I'll talk about that later, actually. But
Oh, do we? Oh, we don't have slides yet. Shit.
yeah,
Never mind.
unfortunately. All right, so first is your M4 carbine, and what you guys currently mainly would be using is M4A1, I believe, which you guys perfectly do have in your loadout, hopefully. Now, the M4 is a lightweight, gas-operated, air-cooled, magazine-fed, shoulder-fired weapon. And it can be fired in either an automatic or semi-automatic firing mode. Now, the purpose of the weapon is to provide personal and offensive defensive capacity to engage targets in the field at ranges out to 500 meters against a point target and 600 meters against an area target. So those are your max point and area target ranges. Does anyone need me to say that again?
No, sir.
No, Sergeant.
Okay.
Sergeant.
Once again, your max effective range on point target is 500 meters on the M4 carbine, and your max effective range on the area target is 600 meters. Now, adapter rails allow operators the capacity and the capability to mount various weapon accessories such as optics, flashlights, bipods, and laser aiming devices. Now, something I did not go over, and I probably should go over right now for you guys, is what is a point and area target is. Or point fire and area. So, yes? Private Morris?
Nothing, Sergeant. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So, a point target is basically what it means, a single person or a single thing that you're pointing at. You guys get what I'm saying?
Yes, Sergeant.
Yeah.
Sergeant.
Okay. So if we have something walking around or whatever, such as, let's say, this screen. If I tell my whole team or squad, engage what I'm pointing at, or engage this screen or this person, that is a point target. So you can engage the screen effectively to up to 500 meters. Now, area target would be an area thing, such as either you want to gauge a squad further away, so not a single person, but a squad at 600 meters away. Or you want to engage an area, a specific area apart you're shooting at. That's your area target. So we'll go ahead and tie this into point fire. So whenever you're engaging a point target, you're basically doing point fire. And this is fire directed at one point. For example, an entire team or squad fires at one bunker. So if you guys, or all of you, engage one bunker, that is point fire. And that bunker is a point target. Get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sergeant.
Okay.
Sergeant.
Now, area fire, this type of fire covers an area laterally and in depth. And if a squad leader wants fire on a wood line, he can shoot tracers to mark the center of the target. And the soldiers on his left will fire towards the left of the tracers, and soldiers on his right will fire to the right of the tracers. So, if I would have said to pretend my pointing is a laser a laser or a tracer going out there, I would say, all right, Alpha Bravo, go ahead and engage this area right here. Alpha will probably be on my left and Bravo will be on my right. Alpha will be engaging on the left-hand side of that area, and Bravo will be engaging to my right-hand side of the area, and we're probably just engaging the tree line. You guys engage on the left-hand side where I'm pointing at. And you guys on the right, you'll be engaging the right-hand side where I'm pointing at. And then all in all, this is what you call an area fire, because the whole team is firing at a general location, not a specific location, so that's just area fire. And then what we're engaging is what you call an area target. That's good what I'm saying?
Yes,
Yes,
Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
So the
Yes, sir.
so all of us engaged in the bunker was what type of fire?
Point fire.
Point fire. A bunker. Yeah.
I know, nice guy. And then what would we call that thing that we're engaging? In what? Not point fire. I'm talking about firing,
target.
but a
Point
point
target.
target. There you go.
Point target.
So if I already told you guys to and then actually we'll give you guys a quick example. So if I told you guys, go ahead and let's see here. Engage that. Engage this little that micro dagger. Sorry, it's a tablet actually. Engage this tablet. What is this? Give me the two
Point target.
terms. And
Point
what else?
target.
And then what
Point
else?
target.
It's a point target. And what you guys gonna do to engage it? You're gonna do what?
Point fire.
Point fire. Okay. I told you guys to engage Sergeant Margiata. What is it?
It's point
Point
target.
target. Point target.
And you guys doing what?
Point fire.
Now, if I told you guys to go ahead and fire at the dome, whichever you're in right now, what is that?
An area
That's
target.
an area target.
Still point target.
Hey.
I'm just kidding. It's both point target and area target. You're shooting in the area around the dome, and you're doing point target if you're engaging specifically the top dome. So it's a little confusing. It's a trick question. I'm just going to say that to you guys, see what both of your responses is, but both responses is correct. It is an area target because you're not engaging Plus all your rounds can't shoot specifically on the dome because it's too big. But at the same time, it is point target as well. I told you guys to engage these if I engage from the left and right of the screen. What is that?
That's an area.
What would be an
Area
area
on
target?
target.
Okay, if I told you guys to engage on the left and right, it's a what? Not area target, it's a what?
Area fire.
Thank you, area fire, and then it is an area target. Alright, went over that. So now you guys get what I meant by when I was telling you guys about effective range on a point target and area target for the M4?
Yes, Sergeant. Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
Okay. And don't be afraid to ask questions if you're confused. So more than gladly, we'll be able to actually assist you guys in that. Alright, let's see here. M320 grenade launcher. That's what you can add, or attach, I should say, basically to the under barrel of your M4. So the M320 grenade launcher is a lightweight 40mm grenade launcher that can operate in a standalone or attached configuration. So there is a standalone M320 grenade launcher. However, you can attach it to your M4. Now, it features a forged aluminum rifled barrel, which allows the operator to accurately engage targets as far away as 350 meters with various types of ammunition. Now, this 350 meters is basically towards an area target. There's no point target for that. The max effective range on the area target for the M320 is 350 meters. Is one of the reasons why there's no point target.
That's a grenade, Sergeant.
Yes, it's a grenade. It doesn't explode to one specific thing. It explodes and it basically scatters all 360 degrees. So like it scatters in the area. So obviously you can know that it's only meant for area targets. You can't engage one specific person with that 320, because whoever's around that person will die as well.
Sergeant,
Yes.
is that 250 or 350 meters?
350 meters.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Alright, we're gonna move on towards something that we like to call SAW, and this is your squad automatic weapon in a rifle squad, and that is your M249 automatic rifle. An M249 or M249 is a machine gun, which is a gas-operated, air-cooled, belt or magazine-filled automatic weapon that fires from open bolt position. So you can either put a magazine, a 30-round magazine from our M4A1s, 30-round 5.56 magazines. However, this is something that you'll be using in the worst-case scenario. If we do not have any more boxes for the AR, but we have plenty of 5.56 rounds, then we'll give him those 30 rounds. But it is very, very useless to give him those 30-round 5.56 rounds because he'll shoot you that within a second. All right. Now its maximum rate of fire is 350 rounds per minute. Sorry, I'll say it in thought groupings. 850 rounds per minute. Ammunition feeds into the weapon from a 200 round ammunition box containing a disintegrating metallic split link fed belt. Now, only in emergencies do M249 gunners use a 20 or 30 round M16 or M4 rifle magazine, in part because this increases the chances of stoppages. In other words, you got to keep on reloading your rifle every single time, which is very annoying, time consuming, and basically brings our gun down multiple times when the target or any enemies catch up to us very closely. Now, let's see here. Give me a second.
The effective range.
Now,
of that,
there you go. Let's say that the max effective range on the area target for the M249 is 1,000 meters, so 1,000 meters. You guys know the reason why there's no point target for it?
Yes, because it's an area coverage weapon, Sergeant.
Yes. If you guys realize that the M249 isn't really that accurate if you shoot it at one target. Sometimes it may hit the person or go around the person. This weapon system is only meant for area targets. It's not really that much accurate. However, if we use this rifle system and just spray these screens, like we just shoot them left to right, we spray and shoot left to right while doing burst fire, we're technically actually engaging this screen. effectively in hitting them, because we know the rounds are going to hit multiple parts of that body. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on. Unless you guys got any questions with that.
No, Sergeant.
No,
Alright.
Sergeant.
Alright, then we go on towards the M240 Bravo or M240 Bravo medium machine gun. Now the M240 Bravo is a belt-fed, air-cooled, gas-operated, fully automatic machine gun that fires from open bolt position. Excuse me. Excuse me. You guys know what it means by open belt position?
You can take a
Up,
box or a
open
mag.
Oh no, I don't think it can take a box. No, but it can take a mag. Sorry. It can't take a mag, but it can take a box. Now, because we did not say it was magazine fed. Now, ammunition is fed into the weapon from a 100 round bandolier containing a disintegrating metallic split link belt. Now, the gas from firing one round provides energy for firing the next round. The gun functions the gun functions automatically as long as it is supplied with ammunition and the trigger is held to the rear. Now, the M2.
Sergeant?
Yes, go ahead.
The bolt needs to be in the rear position in order to load it, correct?
Yes, but we don't have to worry about that. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Through Armor 3,
You're
because
correct.
you
Yeah,
don't-
you don't have advanced loading
Yeah.
and all that shit.
so you don't worry about that much.
But you are correct.
Let's see, the M240 Bravo machine gun supports riflemen in both offensive and defensive operations. It is used to engage targets beyond the range of individual weapons with controlled and accurate fire. Now, once again, this is only meant for area targets, not point targets, as max vector range is 1,200 meters on area targets. Alright, move on towards your M136 AT4. Now, the M136 AT4 is a lightweight, self-contained launcher designed for using against the improved armored of light armored vehicles. Now, it provides lethal fire against light armored vehicles and has some effect on most enemy field fortifications, while it has a maximum range of maximum effective range of 300 meters. But it can shoot targets beyond about 5 or 6. No, I should say this. Beyond 800 meters. However, its max effective range is 300 meters. So if you're trying to shoot a target that's beyond 800 meters, do not put your chances on either or not it's going to hit the target. And if it does hit the target, make the target go catastrophic. Now, you use your M136 AT4 only for medium targets. So I'll put this in range of soft, medium, heavy. Now the medium targets, and we'll go over that during day 3, medium targets I mean like either a BTR and a BMP. You mainly hit it with a BMP. In worst case scenarios, you can hit it with heavy targets such as the MBT, but that's only worst case scenarios. And we'll show you on day 3 where your effective effective engagement areas of these armored pieces. But we mainly use them for medium targets. Alright, then, so you guys know that within a squad, only one team can carry the M136 AT4. And the other team would carry the M72 Law. And the M270 Law, its max effective engagement range is 250 meters, so it's 100 meters down. And it was meant to only engage targets at armored targets at its time. So, by that means is that it can only effectively engage soft targets, such as gun trucks, armored transport vehicles such as a gas, Euros like that, and it can engage in BTR as well. Once in a while, it can possibly make a MBT catastrophic if you're engaging it within 30 meters. and it can make a MBT catastrophic if you're engaging it within 100 meters. Any questions with that? With the M72 law and the M1360?
No, Sergeant.
Okay. Move on towards the M3. Actually, let me go over how to actually employ your M1360, or I'm sorry, M136024, and with your law. Basically, you're gonna press your 0 key, or you're gonna go use your scroll wheel to basically select it. As it gets on your shoulder, you could either once it gets on your shoulder, you press the R key to reload it. That basically will make your rifle ready. So whenever you give the command to once you give it a command to where a target is at, you'll say rocket prepped, and all the time you'll say rocket prepped. So whenever you press the R key and your rocket is reloaded, and then you also have to make sure you range up the target. So to range up a target, you press page up or page down, and it not consequently, but it therefore follows that sequence. So going up, I press page up, you go up by increments of 50, and pressing page down, you go down by increments of 50. It'll automatically range up to 50 meters when you pull on your back. I'm pulling your shoulder. So all you gotta do is just press page up to go up higher. Now once it's reloaded, then you go ahead and that's when you know your rocket's prepped. And then you give it a command to then you'll say clear back blast. And then your spotter will tell you whether or not your back blast is clear. And then once it is clear, that's when you'll say rocket, rocket, rocket. Then you launch your rocket. You don't say rocket, rocket, rocket while you're in the middle of launching your rocket. You wait. You say rocket, rocket, rocket. Wait about 2 seconds. Then you'll launch it. And then once you launch that rocket, it's no longer usable because the M136 84 and the M72 law is only meant for one-shot usage. So it's not reloadable. So once you launch that rocket, you go ahead and just drop it on the ground. Everyone understands?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Alright, so we don't want you leaving it in your back, but someone can run up to you and say, hey, Private, let me go borrow that rocket, or I need you to come over here and engage this armor piece. Oh no, sorry, I already used this rocket. You just made him run across all the way to the map, almost get himself shot trying to get to you. Alright, move on towards M3 Carl Gustav, and that's basically our Maz rocket. The M3 Carl Gustav is basically also known as a multi-role anti-armor, anti-tank weapon system. And now it's also, the full name would be Maz. It's a 84mm recoilless rifle carried only by weapon squads, anti-armor specialists. So it is the same caliber as the M136. However, it's recoilless, packs a bigger punch. And in addition to that, it is able to go out a little bit further. Yes, Robert, wait.
Did you say that was MOS, like MOS?
MAAWS. And
Copy.
full name is Multi-Role Anti-Armor Anti-Tank Weapon System. So MAAWS.
Oh, baby.
Now it is capable of employing a vast array of ammunition for use against armored targets, hardened fixed positions, and personnel, as well as employing smoke and illumination. Now, depending on the target and ammunition selected, it is capable of ranging out to 1,000 meters. Now, you can also equip a scope into the M3 Maz, allowing you to actually be able to engage targets more effectively and look at them. Or you just go on and use the iron sights if you want to. Now, like I said, the Maz hits a bigger punch, so it's mainly meant for heavier targets such as your MBTs. I mean, my MBTs, T70s, T80, T90, T100, all that sort of stuff.
User joined your channel.
Lastly, is our missiles, missile rockets. Wherever we would like to address them as. This is your FMG 148 Javelin. Javelin is a fire and forget shoulder-fired man portable CCMS, which basically is close combat missile system that consists of a reusable M98A1 command launch unit. in a round that would basically breach into it. That you can actually reload into the rocket. Now, something I did forget to mention is that the Moss rocket is reloadable, and usually a weapons team can carry about. Sergeant Marchetta, you can help me on this since you're in part of weapon squad. It can carry a total if both teams carry a Moss, it can carry a total of maybe 6 to 8 rounds,
4.
Sergeant. 4. Okay. 8.
Well, it could be 8 total. So I have 1 in the tube, 1 in my backpack, and my battle buddy has 2 in his backpack.
To carry at least 8 rockets, allow them to engage 8 MBTs if it does happen, or support any friendly rifle squads that ran out of their AT4s and need assistance on handling light to medium armor such as BTRs and MBTs. I'm sorry, BMPs. Alright, now continue on with the Javelin. And Javelin CC MS primary role is to destroy enemy armored vehicles out to 2,000 meters. Javelin can be employed in a secondary role of providing fire support against point targets such as bunkers and crew-served weapons positions. In other words, I mean like you don't have to worry about actually targeting or using your targeting system. Just go ahead and point and launch the rocket. However, we're never going to use our Javelin system on taking out bunkers stuff like that. We're only using it for armored pieces because a weapon squad can only carry a total of 4 Javelin rounds. Am I correct, Sergeant?
No. Well, yes, 4 total, and the bunker system and Arma is just fucking outrageous, and you can drop fucking mortars and shit on there and not damage them. So yeah.
Which is the main reason why we'll never be using. Like I said, with the weapon squads only be able to carry 4 rounds, we're never going to waste these rockets on trying to engage bunkers. And I'll tell you the reason why. Now, when a Javelin is launched, whenever you're on your night vision, you're scoped in towards the target and you're following the armored piece. And you learn this once you get into if you cycle in weapon squad, you get trained on using Javelin. But continuing on, once you hear that long beeping and you launch your rocket, what happens is that the rocket gets out of the tube about maybe a few feet in front of you, and that's when its main engines fire, or main engine system's firing. It'll go straight up to the air, take the target, and then employs the target from the top down, smishing it, making an actual paper. Reason for this is basically Javelin is more effective than your MOS or any other AT that we have employed here in the 506. As a result, would you want to waste a rocket for a perfect weapon system that could basically destroy an armor piece very easily? Would you guys want to do that?
Yes, sir.
No, Sergeant.
No, you do not. Why do you waste your rocket on a bunker? You want to use it on an armor piece.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the armor piece. Sorry.
It's alright. Alright, see here. So Javelin can be employed in a secondary role of providing fire support against point targets such as bunkers and crew-served weapon positions. In addition, the Javelin CLU can be used alone as an aided version or vision device for reconnaissance, security, operations, and surveillance. Alright. Now, any questions with our organic weapon systems?
No, Sergeant.
No, Sergeant.
Alright, we go ahead and move towards our organic munitions. Within our organic munitions, we have our M67 fragmentation grenade, M84, stun grenade or flashbang. We have our M18 smoke grenades, and many variants of that. M83 white smoke grenade. And then lastly, we have our demolition block. Now, within your hand grenades, like I said, is your M67 fragmentation grenade. It is a type of grenade that consisting of a pre-fragmented steel body filled with 6.5 ounces of composition B explosive. It is intended to be used in an offensive capacity and has a killing radius of 15 meters, and a fragmentation dispersal radius of 230 meters. And can go even further than that if it may need to be, since it is Arma. Sorry for breaking you guys immersion. So with that said, you don't want to get yourself anywhere closer to this fragmentation grenade. Now I'm going to go ahead and go over the pro words of whenever you're using your fragmentation grenade. First things first, if you're throwing a grenade, you're going to say frag out. And how to actually select your grenade and throw it, you're going to go ahead and press either your 6 key, which cycles through your lethal grenades. You can also press Control G if you want to. That'll cycle through all your grenades, and you can find M67, fragmentation grenade. But I advise you pressing 6 key, so you don't accidentally press the G key before pressing the Control key. Now, if I were you, I would go ahead and change my regular throwing of my grenades to advanced ace throwing, because it basically gives me an arch on throwing a grenade, and in addition to that, if I accidentally press the G key, it'll prompt me and tell me left click to throw it, and I can easily just press right click to cancel it, instead of press G key to automatically throw it. Everyone understands what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so like I say, you cycle through it, and then once you have your fragmentation grenade selected, you go ahead and say frag out. Wait about 2 seconds, 1 to 2 seconds, and then you're going to throw your grenade. And then it's going to cook off and pop out to wherever you're throwing it at. Now next is frag. Frag means that an enemy has thrown a frag to you. Now in Arma 3, I believe you can pick up a frag and throw it back. But guess what? You're never going to do this if I see you and if you're around anyone else. If you do try to pick up a frag, sometimes it may cook off in your hand before you can throw it back. So it takes a while for you to actually find it and pick it up. Just don't you ever try it. However, when you see a fragment thrown to you, you're going to yell out frag. Everyone understands there?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Then-
Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Lastly is bad frag. That means you've accidentally thrown your own fragmentation grenade by mistake. Unintentionally. Now, hopefully all of you guys are brave enough, smart enough to actually say bad frag, so that your brothers will actually run towards the frag by mistake and even hear it being thrown or know where it's at and get themselves blown up. So if you throw a frag by mistake, you're going to say bad frag. Now, the punishment is much worse if you don't call it out, because guess what? If someone runs towards a fragmentation grenade, they didn't know it's been thrown off, and then blows up right on their feet, you can either lethally kill them or heavily injure them where they can no longer walk anymore. And they can be mad at you because they can no longer walk, which is the pleasure that most of us love to have. And you can also get court-martialed for that because you actually killed an actual military personnel or wounded them. So please make sure that you actually call out bad frag. Everyone understands?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright. Now, whenever you hear any of these 3 orders, you gotta make sure you echo it out. So if you hear me say frag out, what are you gonna say?
Frag out.
You're gonna echo it out until the frag actually cooks off. And now you only have to say it once, but I'm saying echo it out. Everyone else will keep on saying it because they're gonna hear it. It's gonna actually follow alongside it the whole platoon, and the fragmentation will go off before all the way in the back of the line or in the formation someone hears it. Now if I say bad frag, you can yell out echo out bad frag. If I yell out frag, you can echo out frag. Alright, whenever you're yelling out any of these 3 pro words, once again, for the grenades, make sure you're on yelling so people can hear you, not on whisper. Because if you're on whisper, Sergeant Margiela wouldn't have heard that, and I've thrown it right in front of his face. If I would have thrown it right now, it'll land right in front of him. And then whoever's to my right won't even hear it, and they will actually get both of themselves blown up. So make sure you're on yelling so people can hear that whenever you say frag out or bad frag. Or frag. Now, what to do if you're not behind cover whenever this fragmentation grenade's been thrown? You're gonna go ahead and run as far as possible you can from that frag. Then hit the deck. And make sure that your feet is facing towards the grenade and your head facing away. Reason for that is because if the fragmentation grenade, the lethal either any of its disbursements hit your head, either can penetrate through your skull and damage your brain, either mentally disabling you, or B, killing you. However, if any of its pieces hit your leg, we could fix your leg. You could probably possibly be able to walk, or still, or at most case scenario, at least be able to live if your legs get severed or injured too much where we can no longer keep it. You guys get what I'm saying?
Right,
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Alright.
Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
So if you see a fragment thrown and you have cover near you, what are you gonna do?
Take cover.
Run, hit the deck.
And then
Head facing away.
yep, head facing away, feet facing towards the grenade, head facing away. Now, sometimes I don't advise you running forever because, like I said, it takes 3 to 5 seconds for the fuse to cook off and blow up the grenade, so you probably don't have enough time to keep on running. Around about 2 seconds, hit the deck. Alright, go ahead and move away from grenades, so go ahead and move on towards our next thing, which is your M84 flash bang stun grenade. Now this is basically your diversionary device meant to basically temporarily distract the enemies and stun them. Now you can you can find your M84 flashbang through cycling through your lethal grenades by pressing your 6 key. Because your flashbang can also give yourself a 3rd-degree burn if you cook it off and keep it in your hand. It can burn your arm and your hand as well at the same time. Now, moving on from there, you can disorientate any enemies within 15 seconds if it actually flashed them. Now, the flashbang gives out a loud bang once it's delivered in the room, and a bright flash which will basically disable them, like I said, 15 seconds. However, this wants you guys to actually know what I'm telling you right now. Remember this. An AI, Starbreak Immersion, does not get disabled if the flashbang is not within its funnel of vision. Their funnel of vision, if you're referencing it from me, if I'm looking straight at this screen, my funnel of vision would be from here to here. And about a little bit further out, maybe 50 meters front, not 50, about probably 20, 30 meters in front of me. And then else it won't affect me if I'm in AI. Which means 90% of the time when you're throwing a flashbang going inside a room, that enemy is not flashed or disabled. So if I were you, if you're going to keep CQB and use that flashbang or anything else like that with that flashbang being used, you're going to go in that room assuming that you haven't thrown a flashbang. So keep that character if the flashbang hasn't been thrown, and you're going to go in that room gun hosing, okay?
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright, now I do want to point out though, is that your flashbang can actually disable us much better than it can disable the enemies. Even if it was thrown behind you, it can sometimes also disable you, flash you for a long time. If it was thrown in the room, depending on your angle of looking at the corner of the room, even though it was thrown inside the room, it can flash you as well. So it hits us much worse than it actually hits the enemy, okay? So be careful with how you throw those flashbangs. Alright, go ahead and move down towards our smoke grenades. Now, smoke grenades come with various colors, and they're attached with a signal towards those colors. And what that means is that each of them has their own purpose to what they mean without you having to voice any words from your mouth. First off is your white and yellow smoke. That is meant for concealment. We'll only use yellow and white smoke in most scenarios as our concealment to allow us to either run to cover, fall back, help us get a friendly up by dragging them to cover whatsoever. We use that for concealment. Now, do you guys know the difference between concealment and cover?
Yes, sir.
Roger.
Go ahead.
Concealment is blocking their vision of you, and then cover is like something you can actually hide behind and prevent yourself from taking rounds.
Yep. Concealment is basically just covers the enemy's eyes from you, but they can't shoot through that smoke or any bushes. Cover is something that can stop bullets from hitting you, and at the same time, it conceals the enemy from seeing you as well. So remember that. Do not hide behind that smoke forever, thinking that the enemy can launch any rounds at you. Alright, move on towards the next signal color, which is red. Red is basically used to mark an enemy position. Quite self-explanatory. Now, smoke can be tossed up to maybe about around here, a little bit further behind that. Could be launched about 50 meters or so in front of you. Now, if an enemy is within 50 meters in front of you, it is way, way within your range, effective range of your M4. And those bullets will hurt much, much harder than it would hurt if they were 300 meters in front of you. So if you're going to throw that red smoke on enemy position, you best believe you can get yourself shot at. So I advise you, instead of throwing that red smoke on an enemy position, just shoot at them. Now, if I understand if they're either hiding behind some cover and you can't shoot them and you want to mark them, can do that as well. However, if you're out in the open field, or you're in a wooden area and they're just hiding behind a tree, don't toss that red smoke. You basically give them concealment to actually maneuver around you. And after that, they can pop out at any time when they see you trying to throw that smoke. Am I understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sergeant.
Now, you can use red smoke rounds for your M320 And you can launch that out about 300 meters or 350 meters to any armored pieces, any moving infantry that are, I'm sorry, static infantry who are staying in one place. You could do that if you want to. And also we could use red handheld smoke to throw it on armored pieces that are right next to us, and for us to run away from it to allow cast to engage as well. Alright, move on to the next signal color. I'm sorry, smoke color, which is green. And its purpose is basically used to mark a friendly position or, least case scenario, a landing zone, but it's mainly meant to mark friendly position. Now, mainly we use green smoke to tell friendlies, hey, we're over here, come over here, this place is safe. And in addition to that, we also use it for to mark our position to air assets. So whenever we do a danger close gun run, they know where we are at. And even if we don't do a danger close gun run, they know what these infantrymen who are running are standing still, that those are friendlies next to that green smoke. If you've seen green smoke being popped, you best believe you need to stay stay put, so you don't have no high explosive shells landing right in front of you and blowing you up. Alright, now something I do want to point out though as well is that please do not accidentally throw a green smoke by mistake to mark your concealment. But you can throw a green smoke by enemy position, and when the cast comes by, they'll be like, okay, this is enemy, and they can accidentally hit you. Even though it won't happen during the operation, because they always will ask for confirmation on who's green smoke, sometimes they will though run by red smoke and just shoot without confirmation. So be careful with that green smoke. Now also, if it friendlies see that green smoke, they're gonna run towards it because they think it's a cast member coming by. So they're gonna run towards the green smoke, so then they won't be away from it, and then that cast can know that that's them by it. And if they run in front of that smoke from your vision, because in front of you is enemy, you throw that smoke, and in front of smoke is enemies, they run towards it, and they're in front of that smoke, they're gonna get themselves shot from their flanks. So please make sure you call out that green smoke's meant for concealment whenever you're throwing it by mistake, or if you're intentionally throwing it for concealment. Alright, move on towards blue smoke. Blue smoke is to indicate a broken chain of command or lost communication. Radio's broken, you're only one alive. You use blue smoke. If you know how to reach your higher echelon of command, you throw a blue smoke. Everyone understands from there?
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Yes, sir.
And lastly, actually, purple smoke is the next part. And it's only used by medics, and it's used to mark a mass casualty area. Mainly, if we have a mass cast, medics will pop that purple smoke in a location to notify other medics, hey, this is where the mass cast is at, if you're confused in the grid quarters whatsoever, so the other medics come over there. If you accidentally carry a purple smoke and you actually thrown it, you're going to have medics thinking, okay, there's a mass cast over here, you're going to have the whole task force of medics coming towards that position. And if you actually get engaged by enemies once again, you're going to get the rest of our actual medical support down. And we have to depend on our CLSs to actually get these guys up in the middle of a enemy fire. So please be careful with those purple smoke as well. Move on towards lastly our orange smoke. Our orange smoke is meant for demolition or any explosives that have been placed. It can be enemy or friendly. And it is also meant to mark LZs. And usually the only people who be carrying these orange smoke is your fire team leader or TAC-P. The reason why TAC-P carries it because they're elements you actually signify what is an LZ. The elements you can communicate to your air assets. And team leaders carry orange smoke because the elements you actually carry a demolition block. So, in other words, you see orange smoke, stay away from it. It's either a helicopter's gonna land in front of your on the top of your head, or B, explosive is gonna blow up right in front of your face and send you sky high and make you into a flying bird. Any questions with the smoke colors and their signal?
No, sir.
No, sir.
All right.
No, Sergeant.
Let me see. I guess we'll go over your basic optics. Alright, your RCOs is basically your range combat optic. The standard M4A1 that you carry. Sometimes, I think you guys were given an option between multiple RCOs to have, correct?
Yes, sir.
Alright, the best RCO to have, in my opinion, is the M150 RCO. The reason for that is because it allows you to range out targets by just looking through those sights. Without taking your binos. So let me put this in these kind of terms. would you want to engage infantry? I mean, would you want to get try to figure out the range of infantry while they're engaging you by taking out your vectors? Does that make you vulnerable? Would you want to do that?
No, Sergeant.
No,
No.
Sergeant.
No, none of us want to take out vectors while being engaged by infantry trying to figure out the range of them. So most time we're going to be wasting most of our magazines trying to figure out how far these contacts are at. Sometimes you may not even see the bullets hitting the ground. So, if you carry the M150 RCO, you're able to engage the enemies at the same time trying to figure out the range of them as well. So you can suppress them by keeping their heads down or stop them from firing at you while you're trying to get an accurate range of the targets. Now, how to range out the targets. If you look down towards the sights of the M150 RCO, it looks just like an ACOG. Almost exactly identical to the ACOG. And everyone knows how the chevron looks like, right?
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright, the red chevron basically tells you 300 meters. The top of the chevron is 100 meters. So if the tip of that chevron fits their, if the whole chevron fits shoulders of the width of the shoulders, so from the left shoulder to the right full shoulder, if it fits that, and I'm talking about the bottom of the chevron, if it fits the infantryman, then you know that the target is within 300 meters away from you. Now, if the chevron is smaller than the shoulders of that infantryman, then they're less than 300 meters, at least 200 or 100 meters near you. Now, continue on that. Like I said, the chevron and the bottom of the chevron and these horizontal lines below that fits the width of an average military age soldier. So it fits the width of me and the rest of you guys here and any other enemies that we see. So, below the chevron, you guys know that you see a vertical and horizontal lines, right? One vertical line and the horizontal lines that intersect that one vertical line multiple times, correct?
Right,
You guys
sir.
know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the line right below that chevron is basically, how should I say this, 400 meters. So it's a little bit smaller than the width of that chevron, and it has 4 on it. Now, if that horizontal line fits the shoulders, you know it's 400 meters. Now, all the way down to the bottom of the vertical line is one last horizontal line. Is the last of many horizontal lines. That is smaller than any of the other horizontal lines, and that is basically a line that ranges out to 800 meters. If they fit that, then they're 800 meters out. Now, to basically figure out how far a person is, if you just throw a random horizontal line on the shoulders of an aged male, if it's bigger, then you know the target is a little bit closer, so you'll bring your sights a little bit down. If the person is smaller, they don't fit the width, or they're too small of the width, then you'll bring it up. Just go sights up, which means the target's a little bit further away. Now, if you guys want me to send you an actual picture of how to do it, and it's really detailed and it shows you step by step on how to do it, I can send you guys a picture of that after OSUT just mentioned me, and I'll send it to you. But we'll go ahead and move on from there. Now, RCOs, like I said, RCOs help you range out targets that is greater than 300 meters. Now, your CCOs, which is your close combat optics, and your EOTechs are basically close combat optics are optics that basically allows you to engage targets less than 300 meters. So they're mainly meant for close combat. Usually people will use a CCO if they know they're going into an environment or a zone or an operation we are doing a mainly CQB mount on. So they'll mainly be carrying a CCO whenever they're breaching inside a building or a house, because they can't really breach inside with their RCO. Now there's a variant of an optic that has an RCO and has a CCO attached on top of it. You could use that as well, and I'm pretty sure some of you probably are currently using that as well. However, that RCO though does not allow you to range out targets. Alright, move on lastly towards our MGOs. Your MGOs is basically your machine gun optic, and it's mainly will be attached to your M249 or your M240 Bravo. And the MGO is quite different than your regular RCOs. What the machine gun optic does is that instead of those lines, the vertical and horizontal lines intersecting, they don't. The intersection of them are actually open. The reason they're open is because, like I said before, the gun's only meant for area targets. You don't need that exact intersection to figure out where exactly that round would hit. With it being open, it basically shows you that these rounds can hit somewhere around this area. One single round can hit somewhere around this area of that specific range. That's why the MGL is mainly designed for that, because it gives you actual accurate fire on towards the target than when an RCO can. Because if you use a regular RCO like M150 RCO, even though you get a range of a target, if you launch within that intersection, the round might hit either left, right, above, or below. So be careful with that, okay? Alright, any questions with our the optics I just spoke to you guys about?
No, sir.
No, Sergeant.
No, Sergeant.
Alright, we'll go on towards our rates of fire, which is the last thing before we go towards our outside portion. Now you got 3 rates of fire within your M240. I'm sorry, within your M4s that most of you guys are carrying. If you're an infantryman, and throughout OSUT, you basically be carrying your rifles. The only person that's exempted for if you're the M249 gunner. Now within using your M4s, the 3 rates of fire would be sustained or effective, rapid, or cyclic. Now sustained or effective firing, you're basically launching cross range 1 round every 2 to 3 seconds. We mainly use sustained effective firing for targets that are within the maximum effective range on point targets down to 400 meters. Everyone understands what I'm saying? Alright, bye that dude in blue. And what's
Yes,
up, Crawford?
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
Now, so the reason why we only use 1 round every 2 to 3 seconds, because since they're a little bit further away, it takes the rounds a little bit longer to get there. So we gotta figure out, we gotta make sure we get those effective shots on those targets that are further away. You're gonna shoot, put your sights back on the target, readjust your firing, or your firing adjustments or whatever you did to fire at the target and whatever how you missed or not, and then re-engage the target. Now next is rapid. Rapid is basically double tap. So you're gonna double tap. So you're gonna shoot 2 times, and then wait 2-3 seconds, and then re-engage with another double tap, and then wait 2-3 seconds, then re-engage with double tap, and then so on and so forth. Now these are mainly for targets who are within 400 to 250 meters, or 200 meters from you. The target's 200 to 400 meters from you, then you're going to do those double taps. They're getting closer to you, so you want to hit them a little bit more harder, stop them from getting closer to you. And lastly, cyclic. Now cyclic, basically you're going to press your F key, and what most of us like to call your fun key. That switches to your automatic firing mode, which basically allows you to launch multiple rounds while holding the trigger. It allows you to launch, shoot, or use your whole magazine without clicking on that trigger twice, or pulling trigger twice. You guys get what I mean? So you're going to press your fun switch or your fun key, go towards cyclic, and then you're going to do 3 to 5 round burst every 1 to 2 seconds. So you're going to increase your rate of fire, and you're going to decrease the time between those rate of fire. And this is mainly meant for targets 200 meters or less. They're getting very close to you, so you need to put more lead down the range to stop them quicker. So cyclic, you're going to press your fun key, go to automatic firing mode. You're going to pull the trigger and release about 3 to 5 rounds every 1 to 2 seconds. Alright, everyone sends every bit of the rate of fire.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
Okay. Now, lastly, you have the M249 burst fire. The M249 does burst fire for every firing rate, non-stop. He does not shoot one single round, because he's only meant for area fire on area targets. And we know that 1 round does not hit the exact target we're pointing at or shooting at. So we gotta use area fire to at least hit around him and multiple parts of his body. So, with sustained or effective firing, you're gonna shoot, like I said, 3 to 5 round burst, but within every 3 to 5 seconds. So 2 to 3 or 3 to 5 seconds, you're gonna shoot your 3 to 5 round burst as the AR. Now with rapid, increase your rate of fire. Instead of double tapping, you can either double tap, so you either you launch 3 to 5 round burst and shoot another 3 to 5 round burst, which I think is redundant, and then wait every 2 to 3 seconds. But in my opinion, you would just launch 4 to 6 rounds every 2 to 3 seconds. So you can increase the time and increase your firing rate. or amount of rounds you're launching across the range. Then for cyclic, you're gonna launch about 5 to 10 round bursts every 1 to 2 seconds. And instead of, you could either launch it to a specific area, or you could do this. You could spray it. 5 to 10 bursts, you could shoot from left to right. And there are multiple targets closing in on you. Like I said, that's about 200 meters or less. So you can spray it from left to right. Everyone understands how to do the M249 burst fire for sustained, rapid, and cyclic?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Sergeant.
Now, outside of the scenarios, you are still doing burst fire, but don't worry about those rate of fire unless a squad leader tells you to use this rate of fire. Everyone understands?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, Sergeant.
All right. Lastly, I'm gonna go over reloading. If you are either a rifleman carrying a M4A1 or M4, or if you're M249, you always have to call out reloading whenever you run out of magazines. This way lets your friendlies around you know that they need to increase the rate of fire. So if they're doing sustained or effective firing, they'll go up to rate of fire. I'm sorry, they go up to rapid rate of fire because they know that M249 is reloading. They got to up their game. Now, if it's just a regular M4A1 that's reloading, you don't worry about increasing rate of fire. However, if it's a M249 machine gunner, M240 Bravo machine gunner reloading, you gotta up your rate of fire to rapid. If you're on sustain, and if you're rapid, you up it to cyclic. Everyone understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sergeant.
All right. All right. Do you guys need a break? Or are you good?
I'm
Good to
good.
go, sir.
Good.
Good go.
Yeah, give them fucking a couple minutes to go.
Well, if they're good, they
Take a
don't
leak and- well,
need any breaks if they're good right now. That way,
Alright.
oh, wait, what about breaking the time? You guys sure you're good? Because you're
Yeah.
giving that time.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
giving that
good,
time to
yeah.
get a break. Sure you're getting under the P? Because we got about 40, 50 more minutes to go. Okay, say you're good, then you're good. Alright, go ahead and sit up on your feet. Corporal, can you take him to the supply sergeant for me, please? Get him the rifleman level up.
Yes, sir. Alright, let's take a walk.
Make sure you take your soft covers back on your head along with your eye pro. Oh, yeah, what's up, Crawford?
Alright, head on in there and make sure you grab yourself a rifleman loadout with an AT-4. So just basic rifleman loadout.
And make sure you grab a vector and don't worry about the radios, but just grab a vector from one of these boxes.
I think it's the second box over here. Yeah. This one.
Once you've gotten it, go ahead and go outside, and then just form, just sit, just crouch, and then sit one behind each other, not shoulder to shoulder, butt to nut, or nut to butt, whichever order you want to pick. You guys didn't grab a rifleman loadout.
I didn't see any rifles.
Your rifleman loadout. You go to the
Yeah,
arsenal.
Go up on arsenal and load your rifleman loadout.
Look at the screens from over here.
It's these little computers over here.
Oh, copy.
You guys remember when you built all these loadouts in recruit training?
Yeah, it was different though when I did it.
Okay, roger that.
Different box.
Yeah, but the whole setup was different.
These are
Okay.
different templates, right?
If there isn't the one that hasn't been released just yet. Then make sure you grab your vectors again, because it's no longer there. And if you want to grab radio, go ahead and grab that. But just try to speed this up, gentlemen.
Do we need to put a arsenal down for him?
I don't think so. I think they got it all. You guys having any trouble loading your loadout?
Yeah, I'm not able to get it here. Hold on.
Okay, that's not the arsenal, I think. You're looking at your inventory. Come over here to the screens. First. Look at the screen. Pro wheel, arsenal. And Rhodes, the same thing. You guys having trouble not letting you load out, let us know, so then we could put a box for you. Another arsenal box down. Did we see it?
Just the rifleman loadout, correct?
Yes. And grab the vector and radio from those boxes. The beige
I already
box.
have the radio, correct?
No, it'll come out of your loadout. And then you go ahead and go outside and sit behind your battle buddy. Not your battle buddy, but just sit behind your brothers. This computer's right here, Morris. I meant Rhodes. You don't see it? Not you, Morris. I meant Tucker Rhodes.
No, I think I was in mine, but I don't see it.
You went to Arsenal. You don't see Rifleman. You sure?
Make sure you are condition
There you go.
4, which means bag out of your weapon.
Alright, grabbing radio and vector.
Stowed in your plate carrier.
I'm sorry, Sergeant. What'd you say?
Grab a vector and radio from those beige boxes.
Make sure you condition 4.
One of them has different things.
Bag out inside plate carrier.
Alright, you guys from the line, not a file, but that's good, I guess.
Yeah, they're somewhat organized. And if you're talking Private Morse, we can't hear you.
No, I'm just trying to figure out how to do the mag out thing again.
Press inventory I. You will see the mag right underneath your rifle, all the way to the
grab
right.
the vector and the radio?
Just grab it and drag it to you.
The vector is like
carrier.
a binoculars.
Vector 219, yes. You grab it from here, from one of these beige boxes, and you grab a radio.
There you go. If you
So what you're gonna do every time, whenever you grab your loadout, you're gonna go to Arsenal. You're gonna get your loadout, and then go to the box next to it and grab your vectors and radio. Okay?
Try it. Hit
Yes, Sergeant.
Control twice. There you go. And then press 0 on the top number. And
Once you're done, come back out here and line up.
And also, stow away
Where do
your
I find radio?
NVGs. Go into your inventory again. Your NVGs are going to be top right next to your iPro.
Right here.
and
It's
your
in this box right
vector,
here.
And just drag that.
Radio's in
into
that
your
box, the
backpack.
vector
There
is
you
in
go.
this box over there to your right. If that's the vector right there, and the radio's over here.
Yep. Just hang tight until we get our
Once you're done, come to the line.
other guy, and we'll be moving out.
And sling your rifle, you press the 0 key. Alright, every time you take your guys to supply sergeant, you go ahead and get your loadouts. You're gonna make sure you go to the arsenal box like you just saw. Once you go to the arsenal box, in other cases, you will see a accessory box right next to it. Looks like a camo net. You go straight to that, grab your radio and your vector 219. But now, however, in this case, since we're still on the original template, because the new map hasn't been released just yet, you're gonna be grabbing your arsenal. Your loadout from the arsenal through those screens. Once you're done, you go to the beige box to the immediate right. That's where your radios are at, and then you go to the other beige box, which is on the side, still on that table, and grab your Vec 219. Everyone understands?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and write down your notes, that way you can remember. Alright, now Private Morris, make sure you join a group with Private Adamson. Sorry, yeah, Adamson or Private Rose, whatever, because you're under Private Load into the OSUT helpers slot instead of OSUT training. So to join their group, just press your Windows key, Team Management, or Windows key, join group, either or, over somebody. So
You gotta make sure you're staring at their ass. Oh. Yeah, fucking. Let's everybody take advantage of them. Oh, never mind.
What the hell?
Oh, now you fucked.
Oh man.
There. Alright. Guys, gotta make sure you be careful on not tying people, and be careful when you select stuff. So take your time when selecting things. And Adamson, you're in the wrong group. Alright, Private Morris, go to Private Roads.
Fuck mod is that?
Private Morris, come over here. Go behind Private Roads, Windows key, Interactions, join group.
SMA,
Private Adamson, you can do that to Private T Wade as well. Join off his group. Use your interaction key. Rhodes, wait, you got to turn around. He has to look at your butt. Here you go.
Yeah, don't move when other guy's doing it because it stops him from.
Alright, there you go, Morris. The interaction key. Then you go over. There you go. Awesome. Alright, go ahead and follow me, gentlemen. Alright, you guys see the weapon range complex? Yes, Sergeant. No, Sergeant. Do you see it, Private Wade?
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you. Yes, sir.
Weapon. Do you see the weapon range complex on this flag? Yep, he does. Alright, he went there. Alright, you guys, go ahead and teleport to weapons range complex.
Weapons range complex.
Alright, you four follow me. Alright, go ahead and line up on this on these sandbags.
Sergeant, I think you might be on Whisper.
Line up on these sandbags. Yep, just line up in the sandbag. All up on the sandbags. There you go.
Make sure you watch your battle, buddy.
Alright, so prepare Morris and Rhodes, you guys are battle buddies. Private Wade and Adamson, you guys are battle buddies. In front of you are armored pieces. So guess what you're gonna use?
AT4, Sergeant.
Yep, you finally get to shoot some. Pretty sure you guys are happy. Alright. So the various armored pieces, like you said before, BTRs, BMPs, and MBTs. Way you could differentiate between the BTR and MBT and the BMP. BTRs have tires. Think of it, BTR, big tires. Think of that as an acronym. And then you have BMPs and MBT. BMPs, MBTs have tracks. Now we're gonna go over day 3, the various distinguish between a MBT, MBT, and a BTR, how they look very completely different. However, these are just things I need you to know. A BTR has tires, a BMP has tracks. So you can use that whenever you're calling out these targets. So in front of you are only MBTs, BMPs and BTRs, and I think what I'm seeing right in front of me, that a DSU?
Yes, Shulka.
Yes.
Okay. Can't see without my binos, and I have my reading glasses on too as well. Alright,
Fucking old.
let's see here. We got 4 targets, so each of you get to hit 1 target, you just assign it to yourself. Alright, go ahead and take a kneel. We're gonna go with some procedure words and steps on whenever you identify a target. So, we're gonna go over you being a spotter. So you're gonna go ahead and press your B key, Bravo key. Takes out your vectors. Not cool? Alright, and then you're gonna make sure you're looking down your vectors. Do you have one, Private Morris? Press your Bravo
no, I
key.
don't have, apparently it's not working for me.
Did you drag into the slot?
I thought I did.
Press I key. Alright, go into your inventory. Look in your backpack. You probably dragging your backpack. Put it into binos section. Do you see it? If it is in your backpack. Oh, it's not. Check your vest and your uniform. And then it can't fit in your uniform, so check your vest.
I got extra set.
If it's not in there, can you give him the vector, Corporal McCoy?
Roger that. Alright, stand by, Morris, and put it in your backpack.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I was sure I grabbed it. But...
Not a problem.
Alright, so, yep, go in your backpack, put it in a slot that's needed to be in. Should be in the top right slot. Alright, go ahead and press the Bravo key to grab it out. Alright, there you go. Make sure you guys looking down at vectors. To do so, you can press that right key. Or that right mouse button. Alright, so now we're looking down at vectors. Now you just go ahead and identify a target. So you're gonna look at a target. You're gonna put those crosshairs or vectors on a armored piece. Pick either one you want to look at. Doesn't matter to me. Your job as spotter is basically give your AT gunner the range, description of the armored piece, and then the direction or the bearing of it. To do so, you get the range. You're gonna press your R key. You're gonna press and hold. Then you wait for that red circle to pop up, and then you're gonna release to give you your range.
Mine's
get-
not giving me that, Sergeant.
Are you looking down the vectors? Do you see all the crosshairs and stuff like that? Alright, there you go. Alright. Now you press and hold the tab key, it should give you the direction, or the degree. That's basically the direction of the target. You press and hold the tab key, then release, it should give you 3 digits and then a degree symbol on it. That's the direction. Now you can simultaneously get the direction and distance by just pressing tab and R at the same time, then releasing. Alright, everyone knows how to get the range and the direction of the target?
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes,
Alright.
Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
Once you've done that, this is what you're going to say. Give the description, then give the bearing, and you're going to wait 3 seconds, and then give the range. This way, when I hear the BTR, I'm grabbing up my rocket, I'm pressing the R key, and then I'm reloading it, and then you give me the direction at the same time, so I'm looking for it, at the same time I'm grabbing it out, then you give me the range. That should give me enough adequate time to find a target, then hear the range to bring it up without me forgetting all the stuff you said with you jumbling all up in one sentence. You guys get what I'm saying?
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
So here's an example. BTR bearing 1 Niter tree. Range 303 meters. That's almost adequate to the way you want to say it. And this is in theory. Sometimes if you're in combat and that thing is engaging you, you can say all in one sentence because the person will already know where it's at. Now, once you've given that to your AT gunner, if he still hasn't found a target, and the only way you know that he found a target is if he says rocket prep. That means that he's found a target, he ranged the rocket to where the target's at, and he's reloaded the rocket. If you didn't hear that, then that means that your AT gunner probably haven't found it, and you're just gonna do this. It's right here. You're gonna point at it. You're just gonna you're pointing out. You're gonna press Shift tilde. So go ahead and do that. Shift tilde. All right. Everyone knows how to point? That's what you're gonna do if the person does not know where target's at, or if you believe doesn't know where target's at. All right. Everyone understands?
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
All right.
Yes, Sergeant.
Once you hear
Sorry, Sergeant. How do you point again?
Shift tilde, it's the key above your tab key, and on the left of your 1 key. There you go.
Thanks, Sergeant.
Yeah, we don't all have the point. We're just wondering if Real knows how to point. All right. So once you hear your AT gunner saying rocket prepped, then he's gonna say clear back blast. It's your job as a spotter to look behind his back blast and see if it's clear. The reason why he doesn't look behind him because then he's leaving his eyes off the target. He's the one who has to keep his eyes on target. He's the one who has to launch the rocket at the target. So do not have him to look at his own back blast. Check it for him. So when he says clear back blast, you can look behind him. You're gonna say either back blast is clear or not. This is where the back blast is not clear. Right here is not clear. You can turn around probably if you need to see. Over here is not clear. Right here is still not clear, and right here is still not clear because it goes off in a cone shape. Now, also, you don't clear the backblast for a person as well. You gotta make sure you clear backblast for him. If there's a barrier right here, and you stand right behind the barrier, that backblast is gonna bounce right back and hit him too as well. If the barrier is in a slant shape right here, it's still gonna bounce back at him or bounce towards you. You gotta be careful of how close he is to something that's right behind him, or slanted towards him. Okay. All right. So be mindful of that when you're a spotter. Once you've told him the command that his backblast is clear, he's going to say rocket, rocket, rocket. He's going to launch the rocket. Then your job is to give out a BDA. That is also known as a battle damage assessment. You're going to tell your AT gunner whether or not he hit it, whether or not the target was catastrophic. So, if my AT gunner launched a rocket, you say rocket, 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 and then hit the target, I'm going to say, good hit. It's smoking, but it's not catastrophic. I'm waiting for it to blow up, and then when it blows up, catastrophic. Everyone understands?
Yes, Sergeant.
Sergeant.
Yes,
Now, there is such thing as miss, good hit. That means that he missed the target you were talking about. However, he did hit a target. However, he did hit a armored piece, and it did go catastrophic. You can say that, but you have to give him those descriptions. Either it was a miss, or there was a good hit, and smoking, and then cooking off. All right, everyone understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, this is what you do when you're the AT gunner. So go ahead and press your 0 key, or you control wheel on your mouse and select M136. You got your rocket.
Or if you want to do it quick, you can just hit the number 3 at the top, and it'll switch. The number 1 will be your primary weapon, your M4. 2 will be sidearm if you do have it, and 3 will be your AT.
Once you put your rocket in your back, you already heard from your spotter armored piece, or hey, take out your rocket, so you put the rocket in your back. And then, spotter will tell you, like I said, give you the range and the direction of the target. At that point, you're going to press the R key. Now, do not launch your rocket whatsoever. Hopefully you guys understand how to not launch your rocket. You press the R key, go ahead and do that. And then you should see the sights you look down. So go ahead and press your right key. Not your left key, your right key. To allow you to look down your sights. Now to open it up a little bit larger, you can press that / key that's right above your 8 key on your numpad. Do you guys see that? If so, go ahead and press that. You should see a thing flipped open. Now your sights are even bigger. You guys have that open. Oh, yours not open. Probably yours open. Press that / key. If it's not working, press Control, then the / key. There you go. Now it's open. Good job, Rhodes. Good job, Morris. Now that allows you to make it more bigger, broader view, so you can see it more effectively if it's further away. And you can close it so you can keep your eyes on that single target, make it more condenser, keep you concentrated, focused. All right. Now it's open. Reloaded it. Now you gotta find where the target's at, and then you gotta range it. So to range it, like I said earlier, you press your page up and page down keys. So you can press that, whichever one you want to do, and then when you get ready to launch it, you just go ahead and put the You're gonna if it's within 300. So if it's like within the exact marker, so if the target is 50 meters or 200 meters or 300 meters, whatever, you just put the top of the prongs on the target, on the body or the target, and it should hit it. Now if it's like 370, then you have to either range it at 400 meters and aim your sights down, or range it at 350 meters, aim your sights up. Okay. Those are ways to launch it. It takes a lot of practice to actually get accurate with the 1368, but move on. Once all that's set, once you've acquired a target, know where it's at, you range it out. And like I said, you can also confirm and ask them, is this the one you're talking about? And you'll say affirm or not. You can also confirm to make sure you shoot out the right one so you don't waste your rocket. But moving on from there, once you found it, ranged it, and all that good stuff, then you'll say rocket prepped. Then what's the next pro word you guys are going to say?
Clear back blast.
There you go. Clear back blast. And Sparta's going to look behind you and say back blast clear. And then what's the next words you're going to say? Do not launch a rocket. Please do not. What's the next words you're going to say?
Rocket.
And then you're going to wait how many seconds to launch it?
2 or 3.
Yep, 2 seconds. And then you're going to launch it. You can wait 1 second. You can launch it immediately after you say rocket. Because that already gives enough time to know that somebody's launching one. But it's always good enough to give out a maximum of 2 seconds. Wait to launch a rocket. Alright, everyone's good on that? Any questions?
No, sir.
No, Sergeant.
Private McCoy, can you come help me real quick if you want to be the spotter? I don't have a rocket, or I could be a spotter, doesn't matter, whichever one you prefer.
What's that, sir?
Can you help me out with this, Corporal McCoy?
Sure thing, what you need?
You want to be a spotter or a gunner? It doesn't matter to me.
I handed off my vectors, so I guess I'll take the rocket.
Okay, now I'll pretend I have a vector on me.
Just one quick thing, just remember to let them know about
Dropping the rocket?
Going, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep, and I hope you guys written that down early when I said it. When, like I said, these episodes are not reloadable, so once it's been used, it's basically dead weight. You're basically holding your weight, making yourself more heavier, making you not run that further. So just drop the rocket as soon as you launch it. No longer expendable. Alright, Corporal McCoy. I'll pretend I'm giving you.
Yeah, but why do you want to fucking drop it besides it being
I've already told him that earlier, Sergeant Margiota, when I went over to.
For dismounts? Alright.
Yes.
Never mind.
Oh, also, yeah, I actually didn't go over that.
That's
When
what I'm saying.
when the dismounts, once you drop the rocket as well, even though your spotter already has his white rifle, his weapon system already out, it's up to you, and you should do this is immediately drop that rocket, take the rifle system out, and engage targets that will come out. Because after 2 seconds of it cooking off, the infantry inside that armored piece will dismount, and they will shoot at you. They're mad at you that you broke their only way of transportation, so they will shoot at you. So make sure you immediately take that rifle system out. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sergeant. Sergeant.
All right. All right. Next thing. Oh yeah, cover real quick. Okay, I'm just gonna give out a bearing, but I'm pointing out to you. I don't have my vectors. I'll just make believe. Okay? And then you'll say rocket, 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 and then you'll say boom, as in you launch your rocket. All right. So here's the demonstration part. BTR. Bearing 19er tree. Distance 303 meters.
Have a BTR bearing 193, range 303 meters. Prepping AT. Rocket prepped. Clear backblast.
Backblast clear. That happens.
Rocket, rocket, rocket. And boom.
Alright, everyone gets the standpoint from there?
Yes, sir.
Alright, split up in battle buddies. I want one going to my left, one going to my right. Let's make this happen.
Don't forget your earplugs, gentlemen.
Yep, and also put your earplugs in. Hey, one battle buddy team goes to my right, one goes to my left, because you guys are going to hear callouts that you weren't able to hear, or meant to hear. There you go. A little bit further right, other away. Now, also, did want to point out as well, if you are the AT gunner, make sure and yelling when you say clear backblast and rocket, 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 so everyone else around you can hear you.
I couldn't see it.
Yeah, like M14.
The what?
Nothing, just talking to you.
No, not you. I was talking to these private.
Or the spotter.
Oh, you guys weren't talking to me then.
Either
Okay.
one. I can do the spotter or the
Copy that.
M14 like the EBR.
Alright, guess you guys are good too.
That motherfucker's so expensive.
Yeah, just whenever you're ready.
It's like a few
Alright, range is hot.
I'm sure you know why I have this, right? Alright.
MBT 1250.
I sure hope he does.
I'll have a
125.
Wade. I'll have a BMP bearing 130.
Range 304.
Range 360.
Is that the one you're talking about right there?
Copy.
Roger that.
Preparing rocket. That's a BMP at. Can
Got a
you
BMP
say
at,
again
you said
the
that's 130?
coordinates?
Affirmative. Affirm.
Alright, and what's that distance again?
It's at
Distance
1.5,
361.
range
meters.
304.
Copy, 361 meters. Rocket prepped.
Copy. Range 304.
Copy.
Blast.
This is a
Backblast
BMP,
clear.
correct?
Rocket, rocket, rocket.
It's an MB.
Target hit.
It's all the way on the way on the left.
Right. Okay. Rocket ready. Clear backblast.
Backblast clear.
Rocket, rocket, rocket.
Good hit.
Is that thing smoking?
Negative.
I did hit it, right?
What a fucking champ.
Affirm.
Sorry, the reason why it did not go up is because, I mean, if you would have fucking sneezed, you would have missed. It actually hit the missile on top. The fucking AGM. So that is why it did not go catastrophic.
Oh, yeah.
Can't hear you, Wade. Earlier.
Yeah, if you guys can talk over comms. Oh, what the fuck? Yep. If it starts coming to you, you better take it out.
Roger that, Wade.
Hey, Nanard, how you doing, man? Sorry I didn't
Rocket track.
comment earlier, man.
Clear back blast. Rocket, rocket, rocket.
Good hit.
Is that a hit?
Negative.
So that would be fucking negative. Do you want to just tell him something, call it up for a mental damage assessment, tell him it was a fucking miss, or even if it was a hit, that it was no effect on target.
Rocket ready.
Back blast clear.
Rocket, rocket, rocket.
Yeah. It'll make you stuffed in. Boy.
That's a miss. That's a miss. No hit.
There, now you can dish him out.
Was I short or wrong?
I believe you were short.
Yeah, y'all can take a few shots.
Yeah, copy. I'll just pick up another one.
Let's get that BTR this time.
I don't know. You should pick up another one and give her another try, or
Do we have other ones?
I don't know.
Gentlemen, need some more rockets over here? You guys want to blow some more shit up?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, stand by.
Alright. I got eyes on a BTR bearing 128,
That is on.
range 207.
Copy that. BTR.
Thanks,
Range 1.
Knock yourselves out. No problem.
Range is 207, bearing is 128.
Sorry. Bearing is 128. Range 207.
That guy right there.
Go for
Copy.
that one again.
Rocket prepped.
Copy that. He's moving. Getting closer. Range is going to be 190. Closing.
BTR bearing
Copy, 190.
131.
Clear back blast.
Range 332.
Rocket, rocket, rocket.
Good hit. Dismounts. Smoking.
Copy.
I say beach range 332. Is that a copy?
Yeah.
Affirmative. Back blast cleared.
Back blast. Rocket, rocket, rocket.
Wait, I've got a PMP. Bearing 135.
Copy.
So the reason that was a good hit. So the reason that
Range
didn't,
320.
BDA on
320.
is you see how the
Realized I was mute the whole time.
on the BTR
But yeah, hey, what's up, Narnard? Hopefully you're still there, man. Was talking to you and you guys on Mike's video time. But one thing I do want us to go through or go over is vehicle PID before we launch our rocket, so they can actually call out a target and then engage it.
Are you gonna hear me better right now? So if you look at that BTR, you'll see the nose has slanted armor or sloped armor. So when you
then wait to like 9:55 and then in other words 21:55 and then we're
or the turret or something.
We're gonna stop this and
it's gonna ricochet.
call it a day.
Direct hit. It's just gonna glance off the bottom.
Okay.
Roger, so I should aim kind of top a turret.
Possibly.
Yeah, like with the AT sight's a little funky, I find. So let's see. If you on this one, yeah, if you aim for like basically the hatch cover, like the windows, that'll pretty much nail that autocannon on the head.
Yeah, okay, Roger.
I'll drop another one for you guys.
Yep, right here.
Right, I mean, the road, obviously, roads easy to go to. Alright, there's one behind you, Morris, when you're ready. And I'll drop another one for roads, too. Backblast not clear.
BTR, 131 degrees.
I'll pick mine up later.
At 330
Okay, Wade, have a
meters.
BMP bearing 135.
Backblast. Copy 135. I see it.
Range again 320. 320.
Backblast is clear.
Rocket ready. Rocket, rocket, rocket.
Backblast clear.
Rocket, rocket, rocket.
I can't tell whether that was a hit.
Target
or
miss.
not, but our target is still alive.
It looked a little short from where I'm looking.
Oh, it's high.
See if that rocket is.
The last one, sir?
Yes, Corporal.
Roger.
Oh, the one to the left?
Yeah, you're from the one on the left.
I didn't see the one to the left. I saw the one to the right.
Yeah, the Shulker was over the top.
Okay.
Oh!
So we got about 4 more minutes, guys. 4 more minutes of this.
Hit the top with the VMP. That's a nice hit.
I got eyes on a EMP. Bearing 135.
Hold up, wait. Need another. Okay.
I get you.
Just another 18 for me.
Had one right up there.
We good?
Just a good one.
Oh, there's another one.
We could try that one or the one farthest to the right that's still alive, or the one that's, you know, the other
Radar on it.
Range 320.
MVT.
the closest one to us, or the one furthest to the right?
Furthest to the right.
Roger.
BMP 135.
MVT.
What was that bearing again?
139er.
Bearing is 135. The range is 320.
At 320.
Copy, range 320.
Actually,
Copy
Shoka.
139er at range of 320.
Yep.
Okay, that's a Shilka.
Affirmative.
I should have known that by the radar dish on top.
Clear
Copy,
backblast.
got Shoka.
Backlast clear.
Rocket ready?
Rocket.
You gotta do run out of here.
That was right on it.
That was not me.
Bet.
Was that you?
That was a good fucking hit. I don't know why that one didn't go up.
Call me? Yep. Yeah, what's up?
You gotta go or something?
Alright, but you still got it.
Oh, no. We close at 10.
Still got it, yeah.
Who's closes at 10?
We end at 10.
Yeah, that looked like it was
Okay.
spot on.
Clear black pass.
Yeah, don't we?
That's clear.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah,
good
that's
hit.
what I was saying. Yeah, within the 3 minutes of
Karma happens.
us talking and tell them, yeah, they'll
Nice shot, though.
probably end at around like 10 o'clock. That's why I said probably 9:57 would be a good time.
If not, then we're in trouble.
But yeah, I'm just waiting for them to pick out other targets.
Damn it.
Yeah, so it could be an Arma thing. Sorry to break immersion.
Let's try that one more time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Rocket ready.
BMP, with radar at
Yeah.
bearing 139 degrees. At 321 meters.
Yeah, same. Almost 100 meters though.
Back blast area clear.
Back black.
That is the pa plus of
Rocket.
Back
a
blaster.
fucking Jeff.
Oh, you hit it
Clear
right on
back
top of the
blast.
dish.
Clear back blast.
Yeah, you hit it right in the dish. I can see that. So
Clear back blast. Clear back blast. Rocket, rocket, rocket.
3 feet high or so. 4 feet high.
Rocket, rocket, rocket. Ooh, far.
Miss.
That was alright. That was an alright shot. That was an alright shot, Corporal McCoy. Whoever shot that. Somebody able to get that last BTR 88?
Yeah, is there a full rocket around somewhere? I'll take a shot.
There you go. I'm gonna give the other team one. It's gonna be a race now.
Alright, here we go. Adamson, call it out.
Copy. Okay, wait, I've got BCR bearing 129.
129er, copy.
Alright, here's
Range
an extra rocket.
333.
Range 3. Copy that. I see it. Rocket prepped. Clear back blast.
Back blast clear.
Rocket.
That last one's hard to hit.
3, 1. Range 3, 2.
There's some more rocks in this coming at behind you guys.
3-1, range 332. Clear back blast.
Back blast clear.
Rocket.
Go, go.
Okay.
Oh, so close.
Behind me. Alright, let's do it.
Wait, I've got a BTR bearing 129er.
Bearing 129er, copy.
Range
I see it.
334.
334.
There's more rockets in that crate right there, gentlemen.
Alright. Rocket prepped. Clear back blast.
Back blast clear.
Rocket.
There it is.
Hit.
Solid.
Left clear.
The right, guys on the right, sorry.
Turret smoking.
Nice.
Yeah, that got it. That looks like she's about to go.
Right or left?
Sir.
Right, sir.
Turret's cooking off.
Excellent. I think that's all.
This is the beauty of a fucking javelin.
Fuck the BTR.
Turret's catastrophic.
Excellent.
Stuff, mate.
Oh, wouldn't be nice if I had a fucking missile.
Holy crap! It totally disappeared.
Magic.
They went flying. Look hard enough in the sky, you'll find it. They actually look.
I looked.
I mean, you never know, man.
God.
Probably
Gullible.
good there. Private.
Where?
You did real
I think Sergeant Margetta sees a little target out there.
Oh, it's way out there.
This is what he trained on.
Oh, this is fucking
For
shit.
this day.
This is cheating. Yeah, right.
I don't know, the tank's like way the fuck out there.
Sergeant looks like he got some
What's the bearing
backcast
on that
there.
tank? I don't see it.
It's way out there. It is way out there.
First, you can find it in the thermals, right?
Yeah, I couldn't find it in thermals. It's at 181.
1852.
181 copy.
1,852 meters.
Then 2,000 range.
Yeah, I can't even see that far.
You'll see it.
Yeah, right.
Big old smoke flying up.
Splash.
Can't say shit.
Good hit.
Can't either, man.
Positive BDA. Smoking.
It's
Catastrophic.
Fucking, it's positively fucked.
I'll have to take your word for it.
Oh, it is.
Dismount.
Yeah.
You bleed, Sergeant. Hold on.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I am.
I can't even see it.
Killed them. The darn cook-off's killing him.
Is it?
Yep, killed all of them.
Very good, sir.
Excellent, thank you. Good. Everything's dead.
Alright.
Alright. Yep. Well, y'all did good for your day one. Just keep it up, and next 3 days will be alright. Day two is going to be interesting. Make sure you bring your A game. Day three will be a little boring, tedious, I guess you would say. A lot of you listening to us teach. And then day four will be hopefully enjoyable. But y'all did good, gentlemen.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Sergeant.
Yep.
Alright,
All yours, Sergeant.
thank you, Sergeant. Alright, throughout your time here, until you actually graduate during day 4, you guys are allowed to fill in for any squad training up to that capacity, along with platoon trainings. However, you cannot fill in for task force operations or FTXs, as the one coming up on Sunday. However, you can fill in for squad training, such as the one that is this Thursday and Friday, along with several on Sunday if you want to. That way, give yourself more experience, get yourself ready for day 4 and day 2. If you guys do feel like you want to as well. Now, fine with that. Also to you guys, your direct chain of command will be Sergeant Margiata and I. And the reason for that, because there's only people who'll be going over interesting your questions too. Some questions you may find within unit may be misleading, or can deter you from what the actual truth is here in OSUT. They may tell you, oh yeah, you can carry any HED, you can carry HDP or anything like that in your loadout. And if your loadout's altered or anything like that, and we find that, you will get we won't affect it that much to you on that one time, but if it happens again a second time, then you shouldn't be having that in your loadout. So, like I said, we are your direction chain of command. So, if you have any questions related to anything like that, come to us. Squad leaders shouldn't have any problems having you guys fill in for them because they need fill-ins, of course. They shouldn't be deterring you guys away. If they do, like Sergeant Margiata said, just tell us so then we can at least get them for you guys to fill in. Any questions for any of us before we close it?
No, Sergeant.
Okay.
No, Sergeant.
I got a question real quick.
Yep, go ahead.
So you said we can fill in for any of the trainings that we just happen to come upon, like
Yes.
does that include other OSUT days? We should probably just stay away from those, right?
There from those is your preview one. Unless you can do this as well though. If you want to get yourself a refresher from day 1 and day 2, you can do that during Saturday and Sunday if you want. But you'd mainly be going there as an OSUT trainee, not a helper.
Okay, roger.
Yep. Can do that if you want to get a refresher to refresh your memory for Tuesday and Thursday coming up.
Alright.
Any more questions?
No, sorry.
Okay.
No, sorry.
Try to be here, guys. Once again, 30 minutes. For actual start times, like maybe around 18:30. Am I right? Yeah, we started in the country, so yeah, be around 18:30. in the 15 minutes we'll be calling for you guys to come to the channel. That way, if you guys have any mod errors, we can fix that or anything like that before you guys load in. That way we can start exactly at 1900. All right. Anything Sergeant Margiota? You got?
Negative.
All right. Coming on your feet. Attention. You are dismissed.
Right.
On behalf of Sergeant Margiota and I enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening. See you guys on Thursday.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. Safe. You can't be safe. Be careful.
And if you do it, don't do it with your friends.
Alright, I'll catch you guys later.
Yep.
Good night, guys.
Yep.
No glove, no love, Sergeant.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys till next time, Thursday, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday as well. I will be streaming as well. But I gotta get out of here. I gotta go to Walmart. Because I love going to Walmart, spending money. But see you guys till then.